Welcome to another exciting edition of the Voice of the Colony Nation radio show on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed the show last night with the music and the discussion. Last night I was at my best. Now you know how people get a feeling of how I really do shows on my radio show and stuff like that. So I'm proud of that because sometimes I was just talking and forgot I was on the radio. I'm like, oh, sweat, I'm engaging. What's up, Wise? Before I get started, I want to say something. Look, I have moderators on this show, right? And if they block somebody temporarily, not temporary, they block somebody. They don't mean they're gonna block you forever. But the thing is, if they basically block somebody, I do not have the ability to unblock somebody. I do not know how to unblock somebody from StreamYard. You know, and I give the moderators that power to block, and you have to respect that, please. If you respect me, respect this platform, respect the moderators. If they tell you you're going too far, take 5 minutes. What you have to do is take 5 minutes, cool off, and be careful about what you say, because what we're going to teach on this platform is accountability. You're going to be accountable for everything you say and do. And so, like I said, I don't, even though I have a couple of people that got blocked, and I don't have the heart to block people like that, but my moderators will. They do the work for me because they know I'm not that type of person. I'm just giving everybody chance after chance. But after a while, somebody like, hey, well, Colin, you can't let people talk like that. Okay, fine. Do what you got to do. And I leave it to the moderator's discretion about who gets blocked and who gets not blocked, whatever. But that being said, the only thing I know how to do is unblock somebody from the studio. I do not know how to block somebody from the chat. No one knows how to do that yet. So please, folks, right? If you get a warning from Frenchie or somebody telling you chill out, please chill out. Because I hate having to go through this. Like that. Because I'm always side with my moderators. I'm always on the side of my moderator. So I just please, if you respect me and you respect this movement, man, watch what you say. Be respectful of the platform and the moderators and stuff like that when you go. If you have a really legitimate grievance or whatever like that, then we can discuss that. But cursing and calling people out their name and everything, being belligerent is not good. It's not just against me. It's just against anybody on this platform and everything. We like to give everybody. Now we go at it with each other and everything like that. We say certain things and everything, but you got to know when you're crossing the line. You have to know when you cross the line. As that right there. I want to teach people certain things. Certain things you just don't do. You don't say. You don't do. And certain lines that never should be crossed. And I think everyone that calls to the show or listens to the show are adults. We should have a discernment of what that is when you basically are going to call into the show, But let me tell you something. So that being said, tonight's show is about just an open discussion and everything. I'm going to talk about random stuff on my mind. And then you can talk about random stuff on your mind. What exactly uh, uh, what's on your mind tonight? What's on my mind tonight? I'm watching this thing with these girls out in California. These black sisters, right, were stealing. They're so used to stealing, getting away with it, right? Now California, I guess no one talked about, gave them a warning that now stealing is now a felony. That California is actually enforcing their own laws. Isn't that amazing? You know, stealing is a felony. They're shocked. Oh, yeah, they said the black police go, it's a felony? Oh my God, I'm in trouble. What I mean? So I could go to jail for stealing? Yeah, that's really how it goes. Yeah, you live in a civilized society. A civilized society, there's consequences for what you do. And one thing I want to understand that this platform is a civilized platform. There's consequences for what you do. And it now help you out in the real world because you cannot have a situation where people just say whatever they want and do whatever they want and get away with it. It just doesn't work like that in real life. And also the reason why I people ask me, what about Colin? Can you unblock somebody? Look, I don't have the ability to unblock somebody, right? If a moderator blocks somebody, I don't have the ability to unblock somebody, nor will I. Why? because that'll be throwing favoritism, right? And when I'm talking about nation building, I have to let people know that I'm fair and that I basically will uphold rules, and I'm bound to the rules that I basically create. So basically, if somebody's doing something wrong and whatnot, and the moderator says, no, they're out of line, I'm not going to go over that. Why? Because those are rules I established. I can't just say, well, it's my rules. Let me just enforce whatever I want to enforce them. That would make me a Democrat. If you only enforce the rules when it's your convenient, that'll make you Joe Biden. That'll make you Barack Obama. How they block you and you're still typing, Miss Chantel? You're talking right now. You ain't blocked. Stop it. I look. Chuco is not blocked. Chuco's lying to you. He's not blocked. He comes on this show. He was in here the other night running his mouth in the chat room, and he jumps up on the live. He's not blocked. People have this thing where they're going around telling people that Kyle's some tyrant dictator that's blocking everybody. I am not blocking anybody. Chuco is not blocked, And like I said, I looked at my thing. There's nobody blocked that I know of that I could unblock. I looked at the thing, the privacy and everything like that. They said I have nobody blocked. So therefore, what would have to happen is I think the moderators can go someplace and if they look in their YouTube page, right, they probably have people blocked on there. They could probably fix it on their end. I can't fix it on my end because I didn't block them. I can only fix the people that I blocked. Yeah, I unblocked Chuco. Chuco was blocked from the studio, and I unblocked them from the studio. I just kicked him out of the studio. I didn't mean to even block him, but I actually did that. By accident. I didn't know he was blocked, right? So I unblocked him from the studio. I never blocked him from the chat room. If he says he's blocked from the chat room, I didn't do it. I said, Miss Chantel said they block me. No, we don't block you. And I hope when I come on your show, you give me fair treatment, Miss Chantel, because I would love to be a featured guest on your show, and come by and, talk it up with you and everything like that, Yeah, so that's what we're talking about tonight. Some light talk and everything like that, Yeah, so, I'm just looking at the news, right? Joe Biden pardons 37 death row inmates, right? And one of the guys was a cold-blooded murderer who murdered an infant, a little black baby. And what gets me is you got black people out there. Yeah, death penalty is wrong. And what gets me is how sick our people are sometimes. We don't care about the victims. You ever notice that? Black people care more about the criminals than they do the victims. There's not a natural sense of justice when it comes to our people for the most part. And this is why I say this is only because we live in a system which we rebel against, right? We think any sort of law and order or any sort of decency is being white, any sort of standards or anything like that inherently being white, any sort of authority is being white, So we associate success and authority and power with being white. So if you have any of those things into black people, right? If you're black, you have any of those things: power, success, and you're responsible. You are deemed white. That's how far gone. Look, let me tell you something. How far gone. This is why I am what do they call me? I'm College Genesis. What? The geopolitical pundit / what? Culture critic, right? This is a cultural flaw that I am battling, right? And as long as I have influence, I'm gonna keep talking about it, right? Because things haven't changed. You cannot have somebody like Umar Johnson, Tariq, and all these other people. But I believe, like, what are you leading? You're leading a bunch of people who don't know who they are, don't want to know who they are, don't know up from down or right from wrong. So what the hell? There is no black agenda because black people don't even know who they are. They don't know what's right and they don't know what's wrong. If you don't know the truth of wrong from right, you don't know who you are and where do you place out in this universe, then you're really nobody. My goal is for us to become a people. You can't become a people until you know who you are. Once you know who you are, then you understand that who are you with, who you're associated with, and who's your people. But if you don't know who you are and you don't know what's right and what's wrong and everything like that, we can never be a people. You allow him to say different things to Black Americans, you know. Look, say something. You have to make it. Look, I don't let Chuko say. I've challenged Chuko or on this platform all the time, right? And the bottom line, the reason why I don't block Chuko is because as soon as I would block him, right, all he would do is go around saying, "Colin can't handle the truth, man. I'm speaking truth." Yeah, what I'd be doing is making him more relevant than he is by blocking him. So I let him come over here and make a fool out of himself and everything like that. I know he has a thing with Black America because some Black American girl didn't like him and whatnot, didn't think he was cute, whatever like that, and he was rejected. And he was a nerd in school and whatnot, a weirdo, a nerd, an incel. And so these people grow up angry and bitter at the world, and he basically takes his anger out on so-called Black people that he doesn't deem right. You notice how he never directs his anger at white supremacists or anybody else, Everybody else is fine to him, but he got his thing for Black America, And the bottom line is this, and it's all Sheena. Well, you gotta say something. When a lot of these guys, when they talk that stuff about Black America, you gotta feel sorry for them because they wish they were you. They wish there was us. And the bottom line is, I really feel sorry for them because they're hurting inside. That's why I don't really get to them like that because Chuko's just a kid to me, That's a little boy to me, I don't take him or Afro dumbass seriously, there's kids to me. Somebody in my position can't be sitting there worried about what some young guy who don't know his ass from his elbow thinks, But I don't. But and the so-called Black American that I did ban with FBA Young, I take responsibility. I did ban him because he was being belligerent and disrespectful to me and my wife and everything like that, calling her names and everything. No, that's beyond the pale. You got to know where you draw the line. You don't talk about somebody's wife. You don't talk about somebody's mother. You don't talk about somebody's family. You don't make violent comments and everything like that. I say, what are some of these guys, man? I mean, we go off and everything like that, but when you start threatening violence and stuff like that online, or somebody you're not even standing in front of them and everything like that, there's something freaking seriously wrong. We can't do that. We can't do that. We got to know how to just take 5 and chill out and basically count to 10 before you speak. I learned that a long time. Count to 10 before you speak, and basically because people think college ability. Actually, I be holding my temper a lot because I sit there, like I'll mute myself, right? And I be saying, motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. Then I unmute myself and you hear me a controlled college Genesis, right? But when I put that mute button on there and I'm just freaking just talking like whatever like that, it's not a pretty sight, And I don't want to put that all out there in the universe. So I mute myself, but I go off like that on people, So like this, so it is what it is, So to answer your question, I unblocked Chuko from the studio. I didn't block him from the chat. He's not blocked in the chat. He's not blocked in the studio. So basically, I did that because people will say, Kala, man, you're running from Chuko. Chuko's got you on the run, Kala. You got him blocked. And that ain't the case. Chuko don't have nobody on the run, So, folks, what do you want to talk about tonight? What do you want to talk about? I'm honest with you folks, man. I just cannot wait till this guy that's in office, clown, is out of office. Do you see now that basically this is why, why Joe Biden won? Because you got too many stupid Black people and you got immigrants, feminists, gays, and all these groups of people came together in 2020 with the COVID-19 hoax and everything like that, and the George Floyd, and create this friggin' orange man bad. And even though he had a successful presidency, orange man bad, and when an orange man is the source of all your problems and everything like that. Racism didn't start until the orange man became president. The orange man bad, man, orange man bad and everything. And so therefore, somehow, some way, Joe Biden weasel his way into the White House. That would about. I know there was that election was rigged. There's no way you could tell me that this fool Biden, this clown, got 15 million more votes for Barack Obama. There's nothing. I think. Yeah, I think you look. The bottom line is this: we've always been on the verge of World War III, whether it breaks out or how far we into it. Yeah, I don't think I think America will just ratchet up thing. You guys said something wise. America, Russia, and all these superpowers have got it so that they'll never fire a bullet or missile at each other, right? What they'll do is have these fake, what they call proxy wars in these third countries and whatnot. Our job as black people to make sure that our lands are never caught up in this nonsense. That's why I believe in the non-aligned movement. You know, so foundational black churches. What the hell is that? Foundational black churches. Now it's foundations black America. Now it's foundational black churches. Wow. What is this foundational shit, man? What are you foundational Negroes? Y'all foundational Negroes crack me up, Yeah, so although, yeah, I believe illegal should be dealt with, but Ms. Chantel, why does that make you so upset about some poor illegal getting food stamps and everything like that? Shouldn't people eat or whatever like that? Man, we got to have a heart, man. Like I said, you got to have a heart, Remember something, you talk about human beings and you're talking about children too. So though I know what has to be done has to be done, well, I can't help them, I can't help them, but the bottom line is they're here. They're here. So what do you do with them? Just basically, now you could have an orderly immigration process, give them time to leave or get the immigration stuff status, but and that has to be done, right? Somberly, it has to be done. What I don't like is the gleefulness people have and talk about people are going to be deported. It's a real scary time for some people, right? And no, that's not good. I don't care, even though they did break the law and everything, coming in this country and everything like that. I just can't see having any joy in seeing somebody being deported to a third world country, and especially if they're here and they basically made a life for themselves here and everything. And next thing you know, they're gonna be ripped from this country and sent back to the land of origin. I don't know. It's not, even though I know it has to be done because the law is the law, but I don't get any pleasure out of it. That's why I don't understand why people get pleasure out of that. Just like I know that people, if you break speed or go over the speed limit, there's a cop up there giving right now tickets, right? I don't like it, but I know that's the law. But I'm not going to drive by. Yeah, officer, thanks for giving them a ticket. Yeah, officer. Hooray, police, whatever. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, okay, he did a job, right? Somebody broke the law. He did his job. Let's move on, Don't sit here and just basically cheerlead for someone else's demise and everything. That's not right, I wanted to keep this appropriate. But if a black American man goes to Africa, let me highlight your comment wise. If a black American goes to Africa, countries like Kenya, South Africa, how easy can poor women? Pretty easy, just by the fact that you're black from America, right? That's you're always going to attract more attention, if you're black from America, and so you'll definitely attract women just for being American. You pull that American. That's why I say I don't understand why Negroes are going out and trying to get a Sierra Leone or Ghanaian passport. What the hell are you? Is there something wrong with some Negroes? Like I said, Pan-African is a mental illness. It's a freaking mental illness. Yeah. So yeah, black people in America, black men in America are in the top 5% of world income earners, right? Even a working class black man working at McDonald's is still in the top 10% of income earners on the friggin' planet. That's how fucked up the planet is. Less than 5% of the world's population makes over $30,000 a year. 5%. That means there's billions of people in the world never have any real income. So that's what it is. So when you're black American and you got a little bit of savings in U.S. dollars, and make a few $1,000s U.S. dollars and thing, man, to African women, it's not about the money, but just if they have African women have a lot of love to give. They really have a lot to give. They like giving their love, but in the same time, they like any other women need to be taken care of. And so if you got the means to take care of them when you really you're their pick for giving love, because the bottom line is this: one thing about African women, right? There's always this means that they don't feel complete unless they have a man and they're doing for a man. That's just their nature, right? They got to be doing for a man and being a wife. That's what was bred into them since they were little girls. I basically pleasure men and thing. Like I said, tomorrow night, folks. I have a special guest calling tomorrow night. My brother Bomani Tayemba. We're going to talk about our Liberia tour coming up in 2026 and why you should be on that tour. We're going to be going on highlights of this tour we just did and everything like that. If you're, like we said, we're going to focus on young, single black men as a focus for our tours, because they're the ones that's going to get the most out of these tours. The fun we're going to have, anybody's about welcome to come, females, whatever like that. But we are really going to have a really good night like this time, And look, the bottom line, you can make it start. Look, I know y'all gonna get income tax money very soon. Start your savings now. See if you can put $1,000 away. Right, that's $1,000. That's the balance will be $3,500 that you got to come up with by next year. So bottom line is this: put $1,000 away this year after your income tax. Don't buy those extra pair of Jordans or everything like that. Save for this tour. This is gonna be a tour like you've never seen. We're going all out. He just gave me the itinerary. We're gonna go over the itinerary tomorrow, and it's gonna be really dynamic. Look, I'm a Westwood because I basically went on a tour back in March, right? And I had the time of my life. It was just such bonding and so much fun, man. Seeing two top guys in the Black nationalist movement, right, getting together in Africa, link it up. We will freaking have a ball. So the bottom line is this: if you want to go to Africa for the first time, whatever like that, come on this tour to Liberia with us in 2026. So you basically 2026, come on this tour with us. So you'll have the time of your life. It's well worth the money and the investment and everything like that. So, but Monty's gonna be on tomorrow. We're gonna probably start putting out the links where you can start getting in more information and how you could basically start. How you can get your initial deposit down and lock your spot. Lock your spot, so to speak. And then basically, we're gonna do this tour. We're probably gonna sell out by the summertime. But we want definitely gonna make this a dynamic tour. Bigger than the one we just did. So, Brother Mamani will be on here tomorrow night in Calabar, talking about all things Liberia and all things about this time, because he basically is like seeing now that Liberia has a lot to offer. It's a really beautiful country. It has a lot to offer. A lot of activities and stuff like that. We're gonna be staying in 4 nice hotels. There's a lot of activities and everything, a nightlife and everything like that. The clubs, everything's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be so much fun, so much fun, so much good food, so many nice restaurants and everything like that. It's gonna be just food, fun, and so for you single guys, women, you guys gonna have the time of your life. Yeah, well, Africa, first of all, Africa, before you could get to industrialization, you got to have a consumption. Africa never built a real consumption base, a modern consumption base. Most people living on subsistence, there's no need for industrialization. You don't need canned goods and frozen goods and stuff that the industrialized world consumes. And so, therefore, Africa could basically leap over the industrial age and go right to the information age. But you're still going to need logistics and distribution and everything like that. Even if you got the distribution of data, right? That's good, But you basically got to have to maintain the electricity and stuff like that. You do still need industry, because that could justify and supply the energy you need, energy base you're gonna need for this database economy. So yes, it is. Yeah, there's subsistence farmers over there, not farmers. Farming and farm agribusiness is different than freaking subsistence farming. Subsistence farming is something people did back thousands of years ago. Commercial farming is you're farming for the market and you're farming for industry and everything. Africa has to get to that level because until then, Africa is always going to be vulnerable for food shortages and everything. Most African countries are one flood or one natural disaster away from mass starvation because they have built up food reserves. This is hard to explain to a lot of people because they think we got to get all natural fruit. No, that's not how it works because fruit only has like a 5-day life expectancy. What are you going to do with all that fruit when you don't sell it? It goes bad, rot it. That's why you got to bring in canneries and juice making and stuff like that, industries to go along with what you grow. We have you have to add value to whatever you grow. You got to learn how to package stuff, packaging, boxing, and freezing. All that stuff like that comes from the industrial age. But I don't know if the black race really don't understand that. Really don't. Like, until they understand that, the black race will never be able to feed itself. Because they think there's some shortcut and everything like that to progress. It's not going to be. We have to learn all the industrial arts, all the modern systems of agriculture, distribution, food, storage, and all stuff like this. Food preservation, and all stuff like this. Till we master that, till the Africans master that, we got nothing. If you have oranges, man, you got to move towards making orange juice. Simple as that. Frozen orange juice. Concentrate. If you have gold, make that gold into gold bullions and coins. It's very elementary. You got to come up here and explain what that is, bro. This says China established or slowly gaining momentum. I don't know. I think high tech cities, but China got 1 billion people. And let me tell you something, Abraham. The difference between China and Africa is this: China's population is bigger than Africa, but China control one political party makes all the friggin' special economic zones. But you can't have special economic zones with 54 countries with their own handout and their own kickbacks and everything. China has 1 billion people market, billion person market. And what you call it. And the bottom line is this: the African governments are fractured. What should have happened was there should have been like a Soviet Union style government that built the infrastructure for the whole continent, and then gradually African countries break away and become independent. That's what should have happened. Like in the Baltics, when the Soviet Union collapsed, people at least had some decent infrastructure left from when the Soviet Union existed. Africa still don't have the basic infrastructure, so the only people that's going to benefit from these special economic zones are the Chinese, not Africans. That's what it is. Well, I say it. There's no shortcut to salvation, bro. Denzel, you trying to be funny? Harriet Tubman on a gold through none will save us. That's supposed to be funny. That you got some sense of humor, bro. You know. So, tonight's topic is open discussion. Whatever you want to talk about tonight. I don't have any real topics tonight. Like Wise asked me about females. If you want to talk about women, I want to know. We should have a conversation. Who are the hottest women on the African continent? I think Liberian women are the best. Honestly, I think Liberian women are the hottest women on the continent. Even though I've never been to no place, I look at pictures from other places and that. It's not even a comparison. Liberian women are beautiful. They are beautiful, sexy, sensuous, feminine. They're like black women used to be. No, Ethiopian. Nah, I'm sorry, bro. Ethiopian women not there, bro. Moroccan women are hot. If you like, let me tell you something. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? Those Berber women are fucking fine. I was in Morocco at the airport, and I was driving around Casablanca. Those women are freaking stunningly beautiful. You know, they are stunningly beautiful Moroccan. You know, Ethiopian women are okay. I think Eritrean women are prettier. You know, Eritrean women are pretty. Ethiopian women, they're all right. You know. What up, Wise? What's going on, bro? What's on your mind?
What's up, man? I asked you about women because I plan on going out there maybe next year. I'm still saving up for your trip, but I was planning on like maybe hitting up South Africa or like East Africa. I know someone told me, "Hey, man, them East African women, those Kenyan women and South African women, those are the finest women in Africa." And
Nah,
and I was like,
I mean, South African got some good women, but you got what some of the women that you see are good, but I'm not really into like heavy set women.
"Uh huh,
I like slender women. Liberian women are more slender. That's what I like about them. I like slender women, tall model type. That's what I
hmm
like. You know,
I like slender women too. I like thick women though.
I don't like thick women out
You know,
there.
like thick. I say, hey, man, everyone's different, bro. It's to each
Yeah,
his own.
thick. But I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess you could look at it, but sexually, if you're into that like that. But when I like somebody on my arms that look like eye candy.
I hear
And
you on that.
I like tiny waist, petite.
But you're not into like big asses and stuff.
Hell no, man. I do not like that shit, man. I do not
It
like that
lets it
shit.
lets all this portion. I mean, I don't mind that, but I like slim women as
I
well.
hate looking at that nasty shit, man. But she got a big
I
ass.
feel,
She got a
but
big
you
ass.
know what, man, I'm like
That
that too. I
sounds
mean,
so
I don't,
gay to
I,
me.
hey, I don't mind it, but you know what, man, in terms of like appeal and cosmetic, aesthetically, it doesn't look that appealing. You're right.
No, it just looks like she's only good for one thing. Just like when you like want a woman, you want a woman that goes. I'll tell you my favorite type of woman, right? She's where my favorite type of woman. A woman is kind of tall, she has thin legs, and she wear those long ankle boots. The boots that go up to her ankle like that. I love that with the jeans on. That right there is a freaking aphrodisiac for me. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of big girls, like not big girls, but curvy girls can't do it like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They have those big ass calves and whatnot. I don't like that shit, man.
Yeah, if they think they're sexy, man, it's not that
Nah, it's
really.
not that. Yeah, to those Negroes that basically that the type of Negroes. They'll like everything. They those type of dudes don't know how to appreciate women. All they think about is when they think about a woman, all they think about is having animal sex. They don't even know how to make love to a woman. You know,
Yeah,
there's all these things. All right, I'm gonna bend that over and just bust a nut, whatever like that. That's how they think. They don't know how to freaking appreciate a woman, a warmth, her beauty, and all stuff like that.
yeah, they don't understand intimacy.
They don't understand intimacy at all. These guys don't have black men do not have any intimacy or romance in their bones whatsoever, and that's a problem. That's why these black women are basically ditching black men for these white guys, Asian guys, and Latino guys. That can have
Mm-hmm.
charm and everything like that. They're the black men. Oh yeah, let me see your booty clap, whatnot. That's so fucking so weak. I think it come out. I think a lot of these brothers are gay too. You know,
Mm,
because they can't look at a woman without sexualizing her.
exactly.
And that's just so annoying, man. But I'm like, then you got women out there going there getting those butt injections, or whatever, like that.
They don't look good.
That's disgusting. They look deformed and shit.
It
And
don't look good.
They
it
look
doesn't
fat.
look good. It's disgusting. What's up, Ibrahim? What's on your mind?
Yeah. No, I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah, I don't like those thick calves. They look like
I do not like thick
people.
calves and whatnot. I do not like
Yeah.
big boned chicks. I do not like it. It's disgusting to me.
Mm.
Just disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Some people are into that. I'm not. I like women that are lean and slender and whatnot. That's what I like. Simply husky hyenas, man. The winner. This is simply I'm a simply whisperer, man. That's his favorite topic, man. Husky hyenas. I do not like no husky chicks, man.
Yeah, I'm not the husky chicks either. Like that. I like thick. I like them kind of thick, but like slim thick.
Yeah, so but then again, man, even any sort of thick, man, as soon as they get comfortable, next thing you know, I said, bro. I said, where the hell did that come from, man? Next thing you know, you got a stomach hanging out, you got hips. They're like, what the fuck is going on, girl? You gotta tighten the fuck up, you know?
Hmm
people don't
Exactly.
like when I talk like this, but it's, I'm just so
But
like,
I know what you mean them. But Instagram did that really bad. Instagram made chicks who are really threes and fours, make them think they're like nine and
the
tens.
people and these women, I got it so full in their head because they got some thirsty nigga online or whatnot, just basically, oh baby, this that thing. I be like, yo, dude, what are y'all seeing? Why you souping this girl's head up? She should be trying to get with Leroy at McDonald's or whatnot. You got her thinking she's a 10 when that anytime some super thugs will come in with a 6-pack ab, 6-inch dick, 6-inch dreadlocks, 6 figures, all that sixes and whatnot is gonna come and sweep her off her feet one night, and then when it don't happen, they get angry when they're bitter.
Yeah,
You know?
Instagram did it worse, man. It got people really delusional.
Yeah, like I said, I don't do Instagram. I don't do this. Girls,
Yeah, I
they
feel you.
hate that when they always get up there. I was like, girl, nobody want to see your stinking ass or whatnot. Put some goddamn clothes on.
For
Like,
real.
you have nothing else better to do but show your freaking stanky, funky ass, and then you don't even have enough to basically like get the stretch marks off that shit. What the fuck?
For real.
The niggas be like drooling over that shit too. Girls look ghetto, nasty, stank, like got cigarette burns in their ass and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, no, man. I like my women beautiful, and skin soft and they, you know, they,
You
Tika.
like feminine women, bro. You want them feminine in their natural state.
I know I like feminine women. I like
Like
feminine.
these chicks are not feminine. That's not feminine at all, man.
And when I'm with my
It's,
girl, when and she's like so small and petite, whatever, like that, and I'm hard as steel and whatnot. That's like a yin and yang, She's soft, petite, and everything like that, and I'm like freaking like a beast, And so that's what I like, man. But if a woman's rougher than I am and bigger than I am and everything, it just kills the whole thing.
I'm trying to get myself in shape. I'm a big guy, but I work out though, so I'm working on my stuff.
I just got you. I was gonna do a show tonight, but because I said like this, man. Because although I lost a lot of weight, man, everybody's telling me, "Oh, are you putting back on weight?" So I'm getting terrified. And when 5 people say it, right? I'm like, you like, when people say you don't look sickly anymore because I got really skinny, right? And they said, "Oh, you gaining that weight back, whatnot?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So
Man,
tonight I did like 100 crunches, before I did the show.
what kind of cardio you do, man? You do cardio?
Well, not really. I did some cardio yesterday at my goddaughter's house. We were doing that dancing Roomba thing,
Mm-hmm.
like that. But I just do right now. I'm just doing I'm gonna start going to the gym. Right, my nephew is like a bodybuilder. My
Okay.
young nephew is a bodybuilder. I said, you gonna hook up and be my trainer? He said, sure. He's like a bodybuilder. That kid is so beautiful. His body's like perfect.
I've been
And
working on that stuff for years. Man, you gotta do cardio. I'm doing my cardio. I was gonna do some. What's that thing called? Elliptical. I start running. I do
yeah, I do the
sprints.
elliptical. I do the elliptical, and then
Yeah,
I do a workout. I do the crunches, crunch machine, the elliptical, and like elliptical is actually better than
the
the
treadmill.
treadmill.
It is 'cause it's a full body workout. I used to do the treadmill more
Yeah,
often, but
elliptical. If you could do 30 minutes on elliptical on medium speed, medium level, you're good.
I go in the
Medium
highest level,
pressure.
man. I take it all the way to like 16 and 20, and I just go for 30 minutes. I do like interval training.
So once I do my elliptical, I start my workout out. I do elliptical, and then I get right to the weights and everything. Some weights, and
Mm-hmm.
do the main thing is, the main thing of my workout is the crunches.
Right.
That's why, like within like 2 weeks, I start seeing results.
I don't do too many crunches, man. Because I feel like you got abs under there. You could
I
do
got like
crunches a little
look,
bit.
man. When I lost all the weight, the first time in years, I see my abs. Right
Yeah.
now, right, they're starting to disappear again. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
It's a lot of factors, man. Age, all kind of shit affects it, but you'll get back to it, man.
Yeah,
A
so
lot
I'm
of
gonna let this
factors
start
involved, man.
basically working out now.
But then you start drinking and smoking, you start eating. It's part of life, man. I mean, we're not like fitness models and shit.
Yeah,
Like we're
no, so
men. We got like actual lives.
I
We have
want to
like,
basically, I just want to get trimmed like I was like 2 months ago. If I
yeah,
get back to that weight, I'll be good. I was a perfect weight.
yeah. Just don't do anything too crazy, like the running, man. Slow down the run. Do the elliptical, the bike. I mean, go easy on the knees, man.
Yeah. I can't. My knees. I got a knee injury, so I can't really
Yeah,
do.
I'm starting to feel my knees, and I'm about to be 34 years old. Man, I feel like I'm getting old now.
No,
Damn.
I had caught malaria when I was in Liberia,
Oh,
and so I was in the hospital for a month, and I was in rehab for like a month. Then I had home physical therapy for another month. So 3 months I was out of work, everything.
hey, how long ago was this?
This was back in April, you know.
Bro, hey, I got a question. I to change the subject. I want to stay on the women, but man, how easy is it to catch malaria in the West
Well,
African
honestly,
countries?
my thing was I screwed up. I screwed up because I went over there thinking I'm a friggin' African like Elvis and Zongo and all these clowns and whatnot. And then I realized because a lot of my friends get malaria over there, they just fight it off. Okay, I got malaria like this, but my body couldn't handle that.
Hmm.
Because they say because you're from America, when your body's not adjusted to that, right? And I wasn't taking my malaria pills.
Oh,
I was like, I'm thinking I'm invincible. Oh, I don't need no damn malaria pills. I was not taking my malaria pills. I did not bring my mosquito spray like I was supposed to and whatnot. But I did have a good time, man. We did that tour and whatnot, because I was there for a month, and then a week out of that month we was on tour.
so
Um,
so malaria, so malaria is transported by mosquitoes. So
mosquitoes.
it's just that's just part of the continent. It's always been there.
Yeah, the bottom line is I must have got bit while asleep.
Yeah,
And
so that means someone told me that Africa is a hostile continent. That's part of the
it's not really
hostility.
like that. Liberia is different because this time I see. Well, only reason why I even got bit is because I stayed through at the start of rainy season. And usually I go there, I'm out of there within February or March, right? That's what I'm gonna do when I'm going over there in February, March this year, 2025, right? I'll be out of there. I stayed after I did the tour and everything. I stayed all the way another 2 weeks, and I was well into rainy season. That's when it gets really hot, and that's when mosquitoes come out.
Hmm.
So that's when like this. And also, I wasn't taking my malaria pills like I was supposed to every day. You're supposed to take that pill every day. I
Right.
was taking my pills and everything like that. And then I realized when I was in the hospital, they said, "Look, your body, you're not African." It was like, I'm
Yeah.
African American. I'm not African. I realized,
Everybody got a bit of resistance to that. Africans can take that. They get sick.
yeah, they can
Malaria. It's
take
like
it.
it's like
They
the
can take
common cold to it. It's nothing.
Yeah, so that's how they do it. They sleep it off for a couple of days, and they have the shivers and everything like that. They fight it off. But I was like, God damn, I was running a fever, man. I almost died, man. It was like,
Okay. So to get back to the women, so if I'm in Kenya or South Africa, I just walk up to a chick on the street or just at a club somewhere, it's not gonna be too hard to pull that.
not really. If you basically just present yourself a certain way, the main thing in Africa, I'll tell you right now, right? I always tell this all the time, right? The women in Africa will talk to you. They're always curious about you. They'll talk to you. As soon as they hear your American accent, they're going to talk to you. Whether at least anything or not, but at least. But I tell you right now, the same type of women in America would not give you the time of day. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You will have the friggin' finest women will sit there and have a conversation with you or know about you, what a this, that, and the other thing. The same one be looking at this. If this was America, man, you would be like, what the hell are you looking at? The hell are
Hmm.
you looking at? Yes. It's
I
the
mean, I
truth
see it
though.
because when I go to these like Nigerian like little shops to go get some food, man, they be looking at me. I'm like, oh shit, like what's up?
Yeah, well, once they get in America, man, they change because they got so many dudes,
Yeah.
yeah, or not, they change. They know the power they have when they get to the states. But over there, man, if you come there as a foreigner, whatever like that, you are a hot commodity. Just by being that.
Your money goes far too.
The money, yeah, money goes real far. I say, look, man, one time last year when I was there, 2023, right? I was sitting in this club in Liberia. This club is a restaurant, right? But it was a club at night, but it's a restaurant in the afternoon. So me and my wife went to a restaurant, right? We was having this place in Mama Point, right? Anyway, what interesting, I tell the story all the time, right? We were having a meal, and I fed my driver. He sat there, we had a meal and everything like that. Our table's full of food, right? I look over, I see this one guy, right? You could tell he was basically don't have no money or nothing like that. He was with this fine chick, right? And she was sitting there enjoying this company. You know what all they had was they both had a can of soda, can of orange Fanta.
Hey.
And she was like basically like she probably knows he probably went up there and said, "This is my week's salary or something." you know, but I ain't laughing. But I was looking at him like, man, she's enjoying this dude company. This dude ain't got no money. And so the fact that they went out, but he was dressed nice, right? But the bottom line is that all they could afford was just that, that little those 2 cans of soda. I was like, man, that's something else. A woman will go out with you with no money. If a girl like that will go out with you, like this, I would say to myself, this couldn't happen in the states. In the states, you gotta be balling out of control to get a girl on that level. This girl was fine
Hmm.
too. I was like, wow, wow.
Dang, all right.
She was all into his face, all up in his grill, like all into his conversation. What she was saying, she was like looking at this kid with adornment.
Hmm.
Like that is so beautiful. I said, look, young guys in America, they don't know what that's like.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't know
I
what that's
mean,
like. It's sad.
I'm guessing I want to keep it appropriate. I guess the one night stands ain't too hard either, huh?
No, no, that's a given, man. One night
Dang.
stands, everything like that. But what you got, like I said, me personally, man, I would think, man, what you want to do is if you ever go, you get one girl that you want to hook up with, and she's gonna be with you the whole time, whatever, like that. Just be your girl while you're over there. She's gonna look after you, cook you for you, clean for you, and like I said, that's to me, that's what I like, man. It ain't about just sex, man. I like being, catered to and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I don't like being like I don't like the freaking chasing women. I don't like looking like I'm thirsty and whatnot. I like letting people know I'm good as far as that is concerned, right? If I would go out with a female, whatever like that, I'll have that one female and that's it. So I don't be like, oh yeah, I'd be like this. You meet somebody and say, look, I'll be here for 2 weeks. What are you doing tomorrow? Just chill with her. And next time,
Hmm.
find another one. Just do it with her. That's what I would do. If I was single. I have a new one every time I come to the country. Or hit it up with the next one. Or I have two. Say see one girl one day, one girl another day. But if you can't get women in Africa, there's something fucking seriously wrong. Yeah. So you guys, there's something seriously wrong. Because they're definitely available when I just have the nice person out, treat them right or respect and everything. You treat African women with respect, and they'll be loyal to you. It's like that's all over the continent. It's a different culture. When you go to Africa, you realize how toxic America is, man. You're like, man, this place, man. There's no chance. I look at the young guys, man. I said, like, so when I was coming up, man, we didn't have to go to a place because we had black women in this country.
Hmm.
Sisters back in the days used to be so fine and plentiful and everything like that. But now, what happened is there's a lot of white guys now and Asian guys now who fancy black girls. And
Hmm.
that's the whole thing. They fancy black girls if they look cute or they're sort of like a little brown or light skin.
I
Oh,
I don't see that often, but I do hear about it. I do see a little bit.
I
I
see
don't
it
see the
too. Where I
black
live
and
out
Asian
here in
thing.
Virginia, I see it all the time. I just saw it tonight.
Well,
So
maybe you see, but then you know what? Black women started doing it because black men were talking about they had options and they were going outside. So
no,
black women
I
were
see.
like,
Like I
"Shoot,
said,
forget
the
you."
thing is, black women, right? See, they gotta understand something, right? But what about men? Men chase white women for only one reason: sex. And sex really like this. They know that white girls are gonna do things that black girls don't do, right? And black women don't see that. They say, look, all I have to do is find a man who values me as a woman. I'm good, right? So what they do is they basically like, oh, black men don't want us. No, is that we have a culture that's hypersexualized, right?
Yeah,
Pornography every place, videos, rap videos, everything like that. So you're the average, just a plain black girl don't have a chance in this world because everything's hypersexualized. It ain't that black men. What the object of desire to the average black man is light skin, long hair.
exactly.
It's ambiguous and everything like that. So although you may have a black girl who's maybe good looking one night, she's not the fantasy black girl that or fantasy woman that most men just want to have fun with. Now she may be somebody you want to settle down with, eventually, right? But that ain't that first choice because there's options. When as long as there's options, the black male and female race was in peril.
But they push on black men because even black men does try to stay real black women. Even when I was playing football, I was like, "Oh, she's pretty." They're like, "Oh no, man, she dark skinned." What do you mean by that, man? She ugly. Homie, get that light skin. So it's
Yeah,
pushed on
black
you.
men. Yeah, they push that on black men
Yeah,
to
it's messed up.
to go after light skinned women and
But
whatnot.
you know what, Carla? Them seeing them black women, damn Asian dudes for whatever reason, and white guys, it's not what you think. It's a phase. Sometimes becomes real, but they're never fully satisfied. 'Cause I talked to black women who dated outside their race, and they
They're
told me
not. They're
some
not.
things.
They're not. You know something? I know black women outside the race. When they meet a black guy like me, they're all, oh well, this and the other thing. You're a good, interesting guy, and they was like, oh yeah. Oh, they're saying to themselves, I should have got with somebody like you. You're the
Hmm.
type of guy I was looking for. Then they say, well, I'll see you later. They'll say next, the white husband pulls up and whatnot. Like then she goes, and I got with a white guy, But she's
Yeah.
always had that desire to be with a black man. Trust me.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. 'Cause her sister said the same thing. She divorced her white man. She had a baby with him, and she not no, it's jacked up. But she told me she always want to be with a black man, but she always got rejected by black men because she was dark skinned. Even the lighter skinned ones are like, it was just hard to find a black man. It wasn't into me. I had to go get me a Mexican dude. She got a Mexican dude, didn't really work out. She had a baby, but it didn't really work out. It happens a lot. I'm not trying. I don't wish no harm upon them. I don't look
You know
down on
what the
interracial. I
problem? I
want,
think the problem is
yeah,
black women are basically trying to compete. And we have a culture, right? Our culture right now is basically hypersexualized and
yeah.
visual. And as long as that's the case, black women are not gonna like that. And we were back to the culture. I know people don't like when I say this, like, and we got back into the church and nation building and stuff like that. Then black
There was
women,
order and respect, man.
yeah, we'll
It
say
was civilized.
we were going to still going to Black Power meetings and stuff like that, cultural meeting. Oh, we will be going through this, but you can't just tell black people out there. On one hand, this is what it is, and I talk about this, right? If you tell black people color and race don't exist, okay, people take that literally. Color and race don't exist. So you go down and like, okay, we live in a post-racial world, but everybody's equal, black, white, just love whoever you want to love, whatnot. That has dire consequences. That means the odds of a black person finding a black love. Because the bottom line, let me tell you something. It's still dangerous for black men to date white women. It's still very
Yeah,
dangerous.
it's crazy, man.
It's a danger. So the bottom line is this, and also you heard about that one black girl in Wisconsin. She was dating some crazy white guy and they killed her, carved her up.
Yeah, I heard about that.
She was like 19 years old. He's 33. What the hell is she doing, 33-year-old man? Let me tell you something. There was this one case like a couple of years ago. I'm gonna have to, like I'm gonna tell you what year was this? This was about 7 years ago, right? I'm in a grocery store where I live at, right? This little cute girl is with this guy, right? This guy, white guy, he looked like one of these Stormfront types, he was like a fucking racist. And he was like, it must have been like in his 30s, late 30s, right? And she's pushing a shopping cart with this guy, right? Acting all giddy and stupid, whatnot. And basically, I was so dislike to confront him, like, what the hell? I was gonna say, what the hell are you doing? Do your dad know you with this guy? You know? And so basically, when I was walking down the aisle, right, she couldn't look me in the face. And then what I
Hmm.
was gonna do was I was gonna bump my cart against there so I could strike a conversation or something. But then
Hmm.
she just happened the guy just happened to pull the cart out of the way just in time so I couldn't hit his cart.
But you know, man, sometimes I wonder if like conspiracy theories like that movie Get Out, if that stuff is real, like our people are really under some kind of mind control, man.
Nah, it's like a self hate thing, you know? That's honestly what it is.
But
Yes.
hold on, this girl was freaking cute, you know, and this white guy, like, obviously he had probably had money but this guy was like, he was older, he was like in his like late 30s, and she must have known more than like 19. And I said to myself, who was your mother? She probably, even though she was cute, she probably. There's another thing too. You got a lot of single mothers in the suburbs now.
That was probably her
Hmm.
trick,
And they
Kala.
and they're not
You heard
freaking
Trick? Yep.
and they're not friggin' teaching their women. They're probably thinking, "Oh, he got money." Well, this is what black women are teaching their daughters. They go out there to get with these white guys and whatnot. Me
Yeah.
mixed with kids. Our community is really screwed up. That's why when people ask me, "Why do I friggin' get up?" When I basically said what I said, Mystic Diamond. Look, I am not playing with these women no more. They're gonna try to destroy our race. If they could. And
Yeah.
it's all over the place. Uh, Running after Africans, running after white guys, and all this kind of stupid stuff like that. They're doing everything but submitting to the men they were
Yeah, I
it's
call
like
Yeah.
them. I call
It's
them.
because they try to replace us, but it's kind of hard for them too, because the black man is like the top masculine, and
right.
all the other races kind of try to
Black women
emulate
want
us.
to tear that.
They
Black
Because
women
do.
want to tear
but
that down.
it's kind of impossible for them to emulate us because they're not us, so that's why the women have a hard time with dating outside the race and not being satisfied with the other races.
And I know this, bro. When they date other men, especially white guys, I've seen they try to date like a white guy with some swagger. Like
Yeah,
he's trying to emulate a
like a
black man. Like, dude,
cosplayer. Yeah, yeah,
you're
Why
a
don't you,
cosplayer.
I'll be like,
Thank you for
I
saying
tell
that.
them, why don't you go ahead and just get the real thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Why you gotta get a wigger for it?
And they put it too much on, be like, yo, the hippity hop, you're doing too much. You're a fake, you're a cosplay, you're a gimmick, dude. Stop. And I can see the
Yeah,
black woman they look confused and looking at me. I mean, there's plenty of times I've been in public just doing things, and they look back at me looking crazy, and they're white or whatever race of man they would look at me like,
Or
what's
you know
up?
the worst part, right? When you see them with some bald, dumpy looking white guy, I'm like, what the? A bald, dumpy guy pulling a dime piece black girl. There's no justice in this world. I'll be like saying, so how whole stop the music? What I feel like saying, what the fuck are you doing with this guy? Are you crazy?
I think it's money color.
I don't even think ain't all the money in the world, man.
nah, yeah. It's either money or it's like a deep self hate.
I
You know
think
what I mean?
I has a clue that I learned right a couple of years ago. I was doing Uber, right? This was back about 8 years ago. I was doing driving Uber, right? And basically, I never forget that I picked up two like brown skin, dark skin girls, right? And they was standing outside. I think the movie had just let out. I think it was like a Harry Potter or something like that, right? And the bottom line is this, these white guys, I guess they were met up there, whatever like that. But I could tell they weren't interested in these black. These guys, black girls were basically throwing themselves at these two little white boys. And they were like, okay, yeah, we're not, they're like trying to make it like, but the white guys is thinking, okay, I like you and everything, but I'd much rather have a little white girl. And I said to myself, these girls are gonna get their little hearts broken.
Yeah, man.
They're gonna get their little hearts broken. And so basically, I see that all the time. We're living out in suburbia, right? I see these black kids. They have no filter. No one's telling them, "Look, you're black or not. They're white or not." There's lines and everything. Because someone they bought the lie that race doesn't matter and colors that's all in your mind. All that, you
Yeah.
know. And a lot of black
Like, it
people don't
matter.
do that stuff because they're watching Disney. They're watching the Hunger Games. All this stuff like that. We don't give a shit about. They're
And
into.
look about me, I don't mind who you marry. I want it to work out. I believe you should be with who you want to be with. I'm still, about black nationalism, black, pro black family. I don't care who you with. They love you. I just know from experience and what I heard. To me, black women and black men, but especially black women, have had really bad run-ins with other races of men. They don't
Yeah.
respect black women. There's no protection for black women. I heard a black woman tell me she got her ass kicked by a security guard. Her white husband didn't do anything about it.
Wow.
And she says, like, why didn't you protect me? He's like, well, he was doing his job. Why didn't you protect me? He never answered her. So she was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, because they don't really care.
I don't care.
This whole thing is like I said, white guys, white. This is how imbalanced this is, right? It's still dangerous for a black guy to be seen in public with a white one, even if he's just a co-worker, a friend. People think the worst. You know what they're thinking, right? When I'm
You
out with white females that I work with and stuff like that.
get
And
them looks.
you almost got to put signals up there, and I'll say out loud, "Yeah, your husband." Just let people know we're not
You
together.
get them looks, man.
Of course, you get
You
those
get them
looks.
looks. They get them looks
So,
from white dudes, like looking like what you doing here, boy? What's up?
yeah,
And where what's up?
black women too. What the hell are you doing with that? Oh, look, it's nothing like that. This is business, whatever, like that.
Bro, it's not even white women. It's any other race of women. I seen him, bro. I had a brother. He was dating a Latino girl right here, out here in Los Angeles. Well, I don't live anymore, but he went to this area, man. All the Mexican dudes looking at him crazy. He,
Mexicans will openly look at you. My brother's wife is Filipino, right? And I never forget this, right? We was in this restaurant, right? And he walked by with his with my sister-in-law, right? And all of a sudden, the Mexican guy tapped his friend and nodded his head, like, look at that. And they looked up, like, I was like, well, motherfuckers can't even speak English, but he know about that race. I see that
yeah,
all the time, especially with Mexicans.
yeah, they're a
They
trip, man.
you see you with somebody that's Filipino or Mexican or white, they look at you like, what the hell are you doing with that? What's she doing with that black guy? That's the way they
And,
think.
bro. And I'm like, yo, and I ask brothers, and I don't ask them, but they know. I'm like, bro, you can't see this.
And a lot of times black people are oblivious to that. They're just like, oh, I'm so in love, whatever like that. But
No,
I'm
they're not oblivious. They're just in denial. They're not stupid. They know what they're
no,
saying. They're in denial.
and I can't, and I cannot basically get along with people like that. I mean, like, look, if you do your zone, whichever you got to do, two people like but understand that the consequences. Like I said, when I see a black woman with a white, I see one tonight, a black woman with a white guy, whatnot. Although they're probably in love with each other, whatnot, this and thing, but I naturally am justified for feeling a certain way about that. I am,
Mhm. I,
justified.
I'm not justifying. I'm just kind of like, watch your back, be careful. You don't know who you're getting yourself involved with. But black women get it too, because that black women say when they went over their husband's family's house, the
How can
women
you
want to speak to them.
how can you put yourself through that shit? I never could understand that.
It's
Oh
pure
yeah,
delusion.
how can you go over there and say, well, his family don't accept me and blah blah blah? Look, man, I basically like I tell all the time, right? But let's say I have a conversation with white females, and I let them know, it'll never work out. Why? Because I do not think you're superior to me, right? And
Hmm.
the bottom line is this: I am not going to put myself through that humiliation of, oh yeah, you're black, whatever like that. You shouldn't be around and whatnot. Look, I'll do you one favor. I won't see your daughter or whatever like that. Goodbye. I'll stick with my own race. It's easy for me. Just stick with my own race, whatever like that. I don't know.
And then family reunions be awkward as hell, man. Because when my family bring their white family members over, it'd be cool, but it's like you're walking on glass, like eggshells. It's
Oh yeah, I know
crazy.
you gotta watch what you say. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. This is what happened. My little cousin, he's like my nephew Shaquan, right? He's like my nephew, but he's because he's young. I was grown every of my cousins when I was grown, they were born if I was over 20 when they was born, I called my nephew. Well, my
Mhm.
little cousin Shaquan, right? And he was back. He was this hardcore thug living with his parents out in Long Island. My uncle Junior and Aunt Linda. Anyway, basically, he hooked up with this little white girl, right? And I'll never forget. This was like a couple of years ago, right? And we're sitting, me and my Uncle Michael just sitting there, just talking it up. The black girl say, "Yeah." I was like, and those fucking goddamn white devil. Also, I was like, "Oh shit!" And she was sat there, her face turned beet red. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry." I said, "Not you. You're one of the good ones." I
Yeah,
was like,
you can't be black around them, man. You can't be black.
"Oh man," I said, "Yo." So yeah, everybody's like, "Yo, man, you can't be talking." I said, "Yeah, I know, man. Things have changed in our family, man. Yeah, but Shaquan's, I don't know how he met her, man, but he was like, they got a kid together.
Hmm.
So he hooked up with
Oh
her when I
man.
guess he was going through rehab or something like that. I think they met in rehab, whatever, and they hooked up one night and they got a kid together and everything like that. So, hey, look, it's each its own, man. She's in love with this nigga, man, and so
Yeah,
that's
I mean, I want it to work out. I don't see the human race.
Look, let me tell you something, right? This is coming from me, right? I said last night, right? I don't get mad when I see young brothers going out there with other races. I don't. Why? Because we did not build the sort of society and everything for them, right? We, like I said, everything that we talk about right now with the interracial marriage, all stuff like this, we were warned about generations ago by people like Elijah Muhammad and everything that all this shit would happen. And we don't build an economic future for ourselves, when the black community is going to fall apart. And now this is the end result of all the shit that was warned about, but nobody paid attention to. You know, now you have dysfunctional communities and everything like that, right? People say, "Oh, gentrification, regentrification, and whatnot." Well, if we didn't have the right jobs and everything like that
Yeah.
in our community, what the hell you think was going to happen? You know?
Exactly. I'm so here. I'm so tired out here about gentrification. If you didn't have the money, the resources, if you didn't go to school, if you didn't compete, then what do you think is going to happen? Anyone can get gentrified. Shit, white people are getting
Exactly.
gentrified.
Exactly. And also, if you ain't upkeeping your neighborhood and you basically
Yeah,
sit there with the no snitch policy and letting criminals run your community to the ground,
exactly.
you have no resale value or no
Bro, instead of
equity in
calling it
life.
gentrification, call it development. Because when I was in Torrance, I was doing security in Torrance, California. I was at the city hall meeting. There was white folks there living in a trailer park. They were getting gentrified. They were turning that trailer park into development, into housing for other people, into luxury housing. So like they were getting gentrified. I'm like, yo, they don't talk about this. So it's not much a black thing. Yeah, it is because it affects, people of color more, but anyone can get gentrified. You ain't got
Progress.
the money.
It's progress. The bottom line, your
Yeah.
city needs those tax dollars.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna bring those tax revenue into property taxes and everything, you got to go.
It's business, bro. I was gonna talk about that gentrification, and yeah, it's a real factor. But if you didn't invest your money, if you didn't go to school, get a skill and compete, if you're not making the money, you can't live there. It's just poor people. People cannot live there. If you're black middle class, you're making the money, 6 figures, you have the education, you're going to be able to live there. It is what it is. It's money and business.
Yeah, the bottom line is this: black people have this thing where they, like I said last night about the success. Black people who make the right decisions and get successful when I feel like we're burdened by people who just basically think that the government is supposed to help us.
Yeah, man.
That's not reality,
And see, that's what the hood did. This hood culture, sorry to cut you off. This hood culture made it to where you want to be bummy and poor, live in the hood, play your little crap games, sit on the corner and be a bum and live your minimum and not try to like exceed or be greater, not try to improve your income. You just want to live comfortably being a bum. So when it's time to step up your game and keep with the cost of living, you can't do that. Then you're like, oh, it's racism, it's gentrification, oh, it's business.
We didn't do the right thing. Let me tell you something, right? There's this. It's two neighborhoods here in Virginia. I always reference, right? There's one neighborhood in Portsmouth, Virginia, called Churchill or Town Point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that development is a huge neighborhood. Like hundreds of houses, right? Almost all black African American, right? Nice houses and everything like that. But obviously, I work in the insurance business, right? I got to go in people's houses, right? When you go into the black person's house out there compared to the black people out in Virginia Beach and white people out in Virginia Beach, is the same houses and everything, like same style, everything like that. But when you go into the houses in Churchill, and predominantly black areas, it's like you was walked into 1975. Nothing's updated, whatever like that, because nothing's remodeled. People you have your house remodeled, a new kitchen, new tile, new bathroom, new sink, whatever like that.
Yeah, renovation.
Renovation, restoration, renovation. The black houses look old, decrepit, and everything like that. But the same exact model neighborhoods, right? In Virginia Beach, where white, you see a brand new deck, paved driveway, a back porch being put up and whatnot, in-ground pool, new cabinets, new flooring, new bath. How the new bathrooms they put up, the shower thing, the state-of-the-art, stuff like that, stuff they do. That's what you see in a lot of white neighborhoods and some black neighborhoods in Virginia Beach, But in areas that's predominantly black, they don't get the loans and stuff like that to That's something that people should have been fighting for,
That's redlining, brother. We need to have we could talk about that tonight.
Nobody basically made that priority as far as why isn't there blanks investing loans into black areas when I had to upkeep that?
We don't get the loans.
Yeah.
That's a good book I have on it. I'm gonna find this book for you. Y'all can read it. It's called The Hidden Cost of Being African American. It talks about redlining and economic racism.
Yep. That stuff is real. And also what we're seeing more real is the fact that every time when we do have get a voice, we're not, these people idiots are talking about reparations or talking about fucking some defund the police, so stupid shit like that. Where that right there could solve a lot. If we was getting billions of dollars into black communities to do renovation, you know what home equity would be? There would be, how much wealth would be created by black people improving their homes and everything like that in this country. But no one talks about that. Because
I'm holding a book right now. It's called The Hidden Cost of Being African American: How Wealth Perpetuates Inequality by Thomas M. Shapiro. If you're interested, go check it out.
Yeah, what we're talking about here reminds me of the story of Bank of Italy, which is now Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
It's Italian American immigrant who founded a bank because Italian Americans weren't getting any loans or even able to start their own account. So he started that up and started lending out loans in America for Italian Americans, and eventually it turned into Bank of America, which is what you have today.
Yeah, that's a mark. That guy's from Sicily, The founder of the Bank of America. It's from Sicily.
Yeah, and I heard about some black banks back in the
That's
early
the one thing we
1800s.
have not really mastered in America is our banking system. That's one thing they will not let us have is successful bank. We have banks right now, but the largest black bank is not even assets is not even $500 million. That's a shame, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Maybe there should be some kind of effort towards that with the black elite in America or
yeah,
something.
the black elites don't give a damn. You know what the black elites do, Abraham? You live in this country, right? All they know how to do is shame you for not running to the polls fast enough. Go out there and vote. What for? We're gonna get out of it. Are we gonna solve the banking issue and everything? No. Are we gonna do anything? No. The only thing you need to know is Orange Man bad and Democrats good. That's all you need to
They
know.
don't want you to have no critical thinking skills, and they think we're dumb.
All you need to know: Orange Man bad, Democrats good. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
That's America right now. We
I
have
know.
no
I'll be honest. I don't like talking politics. I didn't vote.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I said,
I
I
never
voted
vote.
this time. Last time, 2016, I voted independent, right? But
Mhm.
I basically could not see this. Look at this idiot Joe Biden, and
I'm
now
independent
people
too.
realize this guy is a fucking complete mistake, whatever like that. People are like, yeah, y'all voted for this guy. Y'all voted for this guy.
It's like I voted without voting. I knew who was going to win. I know it was inevitable. As soon as they picked Camilla Harris out there, I was like, that was a wrap. I
Oh
know white
man,
America.
you weren't impressed by the fact that they had Glorilla out there. You know what I'm saying? I said, how can she lose, man? She got Glorilla,
Bro,
Cardi
excuse me,
B,
like, bro, it's a shit show. When she
Beyonce.
had Usher and Beyonce, what are you doing? You think we're stupid?
Yeah, that's what they think, Just get me Bronze. You had LeBron James. Now, LeBron James, I was watching him last night, right? He's a bad motherfucker on the court. I was watching that Golden State game. But I said, Baron, you're the man when it comes to basketball. But nigga, I don't want to hear what you got to say about politics, I'm like,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
so I'm like,
Yeah, it sounds like they're fully bought out by the states to shut up and get with the program.
of course, that's what all it is, You think they're gonna let 40-something million black people have an actual voice? Are you kidding me? Hell no, They they say, look, we got to do something about the until they can figure out a way how to take the vote away from us. They got to have a way of steering us into stupidity, every 4 years, They'll be back in 4 years and whatnot, talking the same thing. Orange Man bad,
I think this turn they might take us a little bit more serious.
Oh yeah,
I
they
don't
will
think they
definitely take you seriously.
because see, yeah, a lot of propaganda with black folks saying, no, I'm going Republican because the Democrats are not doing anything for us. So there was a lot of propaganda with that, and a lot of black people supporting the illegal immigration. And like, so people are waking up. The message is getting out there.
Hmm.
Yeah, the message is definitely getting out there. But this is what they're gonna do. They're not gonna change it. They're just gonna figure out a way how to be more deceptive.
Mm.
But they know for a fact of the matter they can't use celebrities, so they're gonna find some other way.
Yeah.
You know what it is? There's gonna be another police shooting or something. That they're gonna
Yeah.
orchestrate. There's gonna be
Yeah.
another George Floyd. Or something like that.
Or a CIA agent version of you, Kala,
Yeah, or whatever. Like I said, they're gonna find a way how to basically use emotion to drive black people back to the polls. That's what they do.
We need to work on our emotional intelligence. I think we're getting more emotionally intelligent.
This is what I'm saying about Prince of P. He's still driven by emotion. I like this kid, but he's driven by emotion. College, I said, look, man, download some of the black business apps and social networks, right? There is already an agenda out there. You just got to plug into them, bro. There's so many black-owned businesses and networks and everything out there. There's many of them, But the bottom line, what we need a concentration on is creating black wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is unless and also how you gonna create wealth, right? If what most wealth is inherited, not created, is inherited. If we're not freaking passing shit down and whatnot, how can you pass something down if you don't have the family structure in place?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the family structure in place, and people ain't getting married, and they're marrying other races and everything like that. It's like it's a lose-lose situation. So, so like I said, that's what we need. We need black women and black men building families and everything, like getting back to building family. Black men got to start learning how to love black women again,
Yeah, we do.
Once we start loving black women again and say we're going to build that family, we're going to make the black family
But,
great again.
but I want you to speak on, building a black family. I want you to speak on this. We need to detox. I know I keep mentioning the hood. Really, just a negative element. We call that the rebel culture. We
Yeah.
need to the rogue culture. We need to
The
eliminate
enemy thing, the rogue element, I
the
call it.
rogue. If they think you the rogue element, so we need to detox and quarantine ourselves from that. That's what's good to about nation building, because you can't build a nation within a nation. So us doing this with no BAIO, building this
African.
yeah, I think we're saying Afghanistan.
Yeah.
uh it helps us to detox that element.
It gives us a focus,
Yeah, it's a focus.
Direction.
We
Yeah.
could do it here, bro. We build some small towns, kind of replicate the Amish, bring in some nation and Islam
We could
principles.
actually, look, I'm not saying anybody got to leave the America, but you need one state backing you up. You need
You
something like
do.
that backing you up.
Yeah.
And the bottom line, in our communities in America, we have to learn how to appreciate. My only concern is this, right? White people, for the most part, have no interest in protecting black communities, right? Let me tell you something. Back in the days, we lived in black communities, right? You know what kept black communities in line? Black love.
Yeah.
We
Struggle
know,
love.
yeah, check us out. Back in the days, right? Older men, for your time, right? Older men, right? When they sitting on the stoop or not, you ever heard of the brown bag theory with the beer? They would have a brown bag. If they had their liquor bottle or their brown bag, right? Or their beer bottle, it was in a brown bag, so you would not see what they were drinking. That's
Right.
how they did in front of us,
It was
And
respectful.
it was respectful of the people in the neighborhood and respectful for children around. Even though they may sitting on the stoop, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't got a job or nothing like that. They understood, and they also respected the men who were out there working and stuff like that. As leaders and everything like that. It was out of respect and honor in our community at one time, right? But now, because of the rap videos and everything like that, the thugs and the criminals get all the respect,
Yeah.
and so everything, and the females, that's who they chase and everything. So the black man who held the community out for generations, he's an outsider now. What do you basically protecting? That's a community that don't freaking value you.
Yeah.
You saw that with the last final phase of all this was when they took Bill Cosby down.
Yeah. Not
That was
wearing
the final
suits
phase
anymore
of them
as they
saying to
go
the
out.
black patriarchal system, it's over with.
Mhm.
And ever since Bill Cosby went down, all hell's breaking loose in Black America.
Mm.
All hell is breaking loose, and you cannot build a community without that patriarchal structure back
You
again.
you really think that was a big factor?
Yeah, I do. You know why? Because Bill Cosby was in their way. See, the bottom line, the power that be, right? These degenerates on the left, right, and everything like that, they really believe that a black family and stuff like that, and they believe the family is an oppressive institution for women. They think the black family and marriage is an oppressive institution for gays, LGBTQ, and marginalized people. They say, yeah, marriage is racism. I heard that marriage is racism. Learning math is racism.
Yeah.
Obeying the law is racism. It said laws are created by the white man to keep people down. So when you obey the law, you're just submitting to white supremacy. This is insane. So when Bill Cosby used to talk with common sense, no, that ain't how it go. You know right from wrong. Bill Cosby was a moral authority. They had to get rid of him. Now anything goes in Black America. Anything goes.
What's BIAO?
Okay, it means Black African Infrastructure Organization. What it is, we create this is like we all have different organizations, like and belief systems, right? Like I have the Colonation, right? And a couple other people had different groups and everything like that. We got like 20 or 30 groups, right? And what we did was came together under one infrastructure banner called a social network called the Black African Infrastructure Organization. David Hitt, his organization is called the International African American Caucus, or AA Nation, African American Nation. You know.
Yeah, what's that Caucasus bit mean? You know, because I know there's Caucasus Mountains.
Well, no, caucus. Caucus means group. It's not
Okay,
a caucus
okay,
mountain. No, it had nothing to do with it. It means caucus means group. It's like a caucus means like a group or a study group. You know,
right,
that's all it
right.
means.
Okay.
So International African American Caucus lobbying for years about the idea, revisiting the idea of an African American nation state on the continent of Africa. That's what their end goal is. Now, David Hitt and I have a lot of disagreement. We both believe in the same thing, you know, but he has an approach that's completely different from mine. You know, we have two different approaches, but we still work together because we both have the same end game. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And so how it's going to turn out, we don't know, you know, but we just got to
Yeah,
work.
you don't believe in democracy. He believes in democracy.
Yeah, my whole thing is I believe in democracy eventually, you know. I don't believe it initially because he understands too, because he follows Lee Kuan. He introduced me to Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew didn't give a damn about democracy when he was trying to build a nation. He said, "Look, I can't let the Uncle Mr. Lou, the sweet sweeper, in on a decision this is life and death here, you know." And the bottom line, he said, you got to make decisions, right? Where you know the best for your people. You don't have time to sit here and vote on everything. That's what Lee Kuan Yew said, you know. And David Hitz is a student of Lee Kuan Yew, you know, because he's lived in Singapore. He was the one who introduced me to Lee Kuan Yew years ago, you know.
Yeah.
He said, Lee Kuan Yew said, you got to have that iron in you. You got to know how to tell people no and put your foot down, you know. If you don't have the iron in you, give it up.
I finally looked at Lee Kuan Yew. Rest in peace to him. I was watching some videos. He's
the greatest statesman that ever lived. You know,
he is. He's very fascinating.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
A brilliant mind.
When he took over Singapore as a young lawyer at 42, he was tasked with building a nation from nothing. You know.
No, he founded it. You know,
I know, but I'm saying Singapore was an island that was abandoned by the British, so he had to, and also it was abandoned by Malaysia because it used to be part of Malaysia.
I could read a book up on Lee Kuan Yew. Do you have any books on him? Do you have any books?
Book about from First World, Third World to First World by Lee Kuan Yew. That's
okay, I'm gonna check that out. Amazon. Okay.
Third World to First World. You know,
it made money because it had reserves of other currencies around the world.
All that stuff like that of currencies, having a national corporation with investments all over the world, and those same companies you have investments with, you give those companies contracts eventually, and then you start building your own your own stock exchange, and the same companies that you basically like this, you give them contract, and then you have third party stuff that listed on your own stock exchange. So it's like a big circle, you know. So you got literally hundreds of billions of dollars flowing through your economy. It's
basically a venture capital and asset management, like a hedge fund as well.
Right. So so the bottom line is this: we worked out the details of how this Afghanistan could be possible, you know, years ago. You know, and it can be possible. All we have to do is get to the point where we start the negotiation for territory and whatnot. And then it's on, you know.
Yeah, and Saudi Arabia's Aramco, which pretty much does the same thing, made a profit in the last 10 years around this time of
Singapore
the year,
basically
173 billion
has the largest foreign direct investment in the world, $1 trillion a year. Foreign direct investment. Singapore is a place to open businesses, and if you want to do business in all of Asia, you know.
Yeah, it's difficult to set up in Singapore. But the benefits could be quite big, but the government doesn't make it too easy. Delaware is actually the best place to start your own venture capital company, and that's what I'm about to try and do early next year, middle of next year. So, investing into emerging technologies. You all still there?
All right, what did I miss? I had to go to the bathroom. So Yeah, Singapore is a good model, good model, like I said. And him and I disagree about dual citizenship. I don't think dual citizenship is necessary, and that's citizenship. I think citizenship is sacred, I think you should have allegiance to one country. That's it, but you can have a residency in two countries, residency and stuff like that. You can do everything with residency and legal status, like somebody holding a green card could do everything in this country except vote,
Yeah,
even in
yeah.
America, people with green cards with no status of vote. You heard about that lady that was a legal alien that was running as a city council person in Boston, here illegally, the city council. So bottom line is, these walls aren't even enforced. They're supposed to be. So like I said, I am not really stickler on dual citizenship and stuff like that. I just don't like it. Yeah, I don't like the whole idea. Abraham dropped off. He dropped off. But any more questions, wise, about the Afghanistan?
Another question about Afghanistan. Still doing my part in researching.
Right.
Just still
Have you
researching.
found out any sort of thing objection to why this shouldn't be? Have you found anything?
No, no objection to why somebody shouldn't create a state for power and
Yeah.
protection.
Well, look.
I mean, you just study
Okay.
Israel, brother. Just study Israel, and you'll see why the Jews are so powerful. I mean, there's no.
You know what gets me is right. I was thinking about this tonight. Right. People always have this. Africans have this idea that we think they're stupid. Actually, they're really smart. They were smart enough to walk away after when it's all said and done, being recognized at least. That's why I don't believe in this neo-colonialism bullshit. Neo-Negroism. The Africans freaking acting stupid, don't know how to manage their countries and whatnot. Ain't no
Right.
neo-colonialism. Black people always do that to let Africans off the hook. It's neo-colonialism, whatnot. No, it's motherfuckers over there greedy. They don't give a shit about nobody but themselves and everything.
And uncivilized, brother.
Uncivilized. The bottom line is like I told Elvis tonight. I'm sorry, bro. I can't call you civilized, man. Love you.
No, man, I
I can't call you
can't.
civilized. Sorry, I
No,
can't.
bro, they can't say nothing to us, man. Don't throw rocks if you live in a glass house. I was arguing with an African, a Nigerian. He was trying to say something about Black Americans. I was like, "Don't talk, bro. Don't throw rocks even in a glass house." Have you seen Nigeria? You know what's going on with Nigeria? Nigeria is crumbling.
It's a freaking shithole,
Hold
man.
on,
It's beyond
I
that, brother. It's the worst.
I know,
It's a
but
hell of an earth.
there was one guy on the panel at some point a few shows ago, whose family is one of the political elites in either Sierra Leone or Ghana or something, and he was explaining, but he kept getting interrupted by Elvis about.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Elvis.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Elvis don't want to hear nothing that exposes the truth or whatnot about anything.
Yeah, so that guy Ahmed, he was talking about how it's not really, you know, just Africans themselves. It's more so like the corruption that is pushed upon them, and the possible reactions that could happen by the people who corrupt these African leaders and political class.
Yeah, Africans
So
are corrupt to begin with, man. The bottom line, Africans were corrupted when they basically sold their people off for mirrors and whatnot. They said people had this idea that, oh, you were just prisoner. No, a lot of times kings and chiefs in Africa sold their own tribal people. What? You got some mirrors and some tobacco and whatnot, some rum, some fish, whatever like that. Yo, what do you want? Them niggas over there, hey, you can have them. And next thing you know, Negroes were rounded up and put on slave ships, just like that.
yeah.
But Principe, man, always want to defend Africans all the time, man. Africans can do no wrong with Principe. It's we gotta Black America, we gotta reconcile all the time. Why the fuck do people think that? So I think, do you guys think I'm having an impact on the conversation? Because I don't give a flying fuck about this reconciliation they keep talking about. I
Man, you
think
can't reconcile. You gotta tell the truth, man. It's a hard pill to swallow, but they have to look inward and look at themselves.
Oh, what Principe said is fucking funny, man. he's saying that I'm Dollar Bill with a British AI voice changer.
But you know, I think this comes from Kala and brother. You know, I think this comes from the Africans having somewhat of a inferiority complex.
It is. It's inferiority complex, you know.
Because you cannot come from that crap and be walking like you're goody, like your shit don't stink. No,
And then
no.
we'll remind them that shit stink. They get mad about that shit, you know. It's like, dude, man, Nigeria's an open sewer. I can smell it from over here, man. Shit, you know.
I know someone been in Nigeria that said, "Bro, don't go there." I was like, "Is that bad?"
Smells like shit. They say Nigeria smells like God just took a leaned over the side of copper squat over the side of Liberia.
And that Ghana too, bro. I know someone went to
Nigeria.
Ghana. I know someone went to that Ghana year return and said, "Bro, YouTube is so fake. It's all fake, homie. It's those nice places you're seeing are outliers. Majority of the country don't look like that,
The
bro." I said,
majority
"Really,
country you look, oh, it's horrible. Ghana's undeveloped as shit, man. You know,
man?
undeveloped as shit, man. You know, so the bottom line is
And
God was in Liberia, right? And then basically he created Liberia, and then he wanted to take a shit. He leaned over the side of Liberia, and out came Nigeria. You know, you know, So that's what it is. But these people got Michael Lawale. Oh, Nigeria's number one, and them Nigeria went no dude, man. Stop it. Stop it. You know, they got this city, Echoland, they're building. Who they really think is going to come to black ass Africa and live, you know? Are they crazy? You know, do they know the world we're living in? That Africa is like the last place anybody wants to talk about setting up a major business and do business with. The only chance Africa has is Black America, you know? That's the only chance
Hmm.
they got. That's the only shot they have, you know? Ain't nobody going to no damn Echo Night being around a bunch of Nigerians. What they really think highly of themselves, you know?
They really do, man. I mean, everybody's not into y'all like that. I didn't like you said. You know, you go to Africa, bro. Like I want to go to like East Africa, South Africa, and then go with y'all because y'all know where to go. But it's like
Yeah,
it is.
make sure you come on this trip with us, brother. I want to meet you, man.
Oh yeah, man.
This trip is gonna be the trip where you're gonna have a ball. I also Bomani. You should go to South Africa with Bomani. You know, he's
Oh
on the South
yeah.
Africa tour.
Oh, I'm
oh,
in contact with him too.
Are you are?
did you hear that these AES nations are probably preparing to go to war with Nigeria because of France setting up a military base and funding El Shabaab.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's in the grapevine, but we'll see what happens because AES countries like Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso are accusing France of um, funding and arming Al Shabaab or Boko Haram. I
See,
think it's
that's
called.
what started it all. The
Yeah,
bottom line is the Boko Haram was wrecking and Ashraf wrecking havoc, right? And since nothing was doing it, that's why they had a coup in Mali a couple of years ago, right? It's like, damn, you can't do nothing about these fucking crazy ass Arabs. So the militaries in the region took matters into their own hands because the bottom line, they know the French don't give a shit, you know? The French
yeah,
use these people to keep people in terror, you know? So they can be like,
yeah,
oh, you know, we'll do this, we like this. And they have suspicion that the French in the United States is actually behind Boko Haram.
yeah. It is no,
And
it's behind all of it. It's behind. No, look, what's his name? Al Jolani, in Syria right now. He's a former ISIS deputy. He's the founder of Al Nusra, which is a subsidiary of ISIS, and spun out of it. He's a founding member of Al Qaeda, I think, as well. You
yeah.
know, and he was in American jail, but for some reason somehow got released and is now the democratic kind of suit in Syria, even though he's a slaver, a head chopper, literally chopped heads, and he had a $10 million dollar bounty on him for the past 10 or so years, and that's been removed the past few days, you know, and
Yeah, so
yeah,
Joe, that's why I said the bottom line in the future, we cannot rely on the United States or the West for our protection. You know, I don't know what else
Mm-mm.
people tell you that, right? You know, look, the bottom line is people say, "Oh, I mean, no, you're not protected by the United States." You know, look at my America can't even protect us from the border being overrun. You know,
But they can't do.
they can't
I think
protect
I
us
want to say
here
this,
and
man.
no place. You know, they're useless. America's useless to us.
I don't want to say this, man, but America is really overrated, man. Like when it comes to military power,
It is.
That's why they're like, oh, we can protect ourselves, but we're not in a position to invade. We can only protect and defend. Like our military is at its weakest. Recruitment is so bad right now; it's horrible.
And
They can't
also,
retain.
when you look at the American military, they're putting freaking high heels on soldiers. You seen that shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, they're doing diversity and LGBTQ stuff. These are supposed to be fighting forces. Well, this new military guy, this guy Pete Hegseth, is going to change all that shit if he can. But the bottom line is this: American military has been so demoralized and so deballed. They're not even effective anymore. You know.
but you know what? Now they got the underground military, the militias. They're gonna start deputizing like these rednecks and stuff. That's their real military. They're not focused on like the uniform. They got another military they're focused on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The bottom line is all I'm saying to those people, so long as they stay the fuck out of Africa, I don't care what they do, you know? I
Yeah.
really don't. You know, they stay out of Africa. That's my only concern, right? Stop this
No.
NATO intervention on the continent. You know, and like I said, you got people out there. Ghana is a race trader nation right now, you know? And they got black people in America who are working for the CIA over in Ghana, pretending like they're fucking Pan Africanists and everything like that. It's happening in Kenya and all these places like that. You know, you got black people basically doing the United States bidding all over the continent. You know, and
Yeah, they're
so that's
fighting
what
a
I'm saying.
shadow war. You know, these white men con artists of the world are fighting a shadow war, so they don't have to go and
Of course,
send
they
one
get
of their
black
own in.
people to do the dirty work for them.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. It's the same, with ISIS and all of that. Everything else,
Yep.
and yeah. I mean, even in Ukraine, the mercenaries which made up much of the fighting force against Russia were neo-Nazi groups,
Yeah, Ukraine
mercenary
people don't realize
armies.
this, right? Well, you got a lot of Africans save Ukraine. Do you know Ukraine was the number one staging ground for global neo Nazis? You know,
Yeah.
the global neo-Nazi movement. Ukraine's like the world headquarters of neo-Nazis. The
Yeah,
neo-Nazi.
funnily enough, a lot of these private army neo-Nazi armies are owned by Jewish oligarchs. Some of them are Ukrainian or Russian at the same time. So yeah, it's a very very odd thing that
What we need is
yeah.
our own, what we call our own private military and stuff like that. Why don't we have that? Like I said, it's all about power. The black man in America, you tell me all the billions of dollars, we don't have a freaking private army someplace like Blackwater or something like that, you know?
No, man, our private army are clowns, man.
Yeah.
Like that. What's that new Black Panther Party? No, dude.
Well, he's a
No.
fucking, Malik, he's a fucking joke, you know?
Clown, dude. Fucking clowns, dude. Dude, it's not
Yeah, deadly,
serious.
like I said, deadly clowns, man, you know?
I don't take that stuff serious. You got fools with tattoos in their face and they talking about their real military, dude
Oh, yeah,
smoking dope.
the not fucking around crew. Remember that? They went that dude. The police went in there and arrested dude. They went through the crowd with guns and they part. It's like they're part in the Red Sea. They walked right in there, and all those guys got the fuck out of the way, and they grabbed that nigga up, man. And I'm like, y'all supposed to be there protecting them, talking about not fucking around and whatnot.
No, I'm talking about real militia groups. Like the white dudes have like compounds.
Oh yeah, they
They
do.
got
They got
real money,
they got real training and stuff
real
like that.
training.
These guys,
They're so dangerous.
those brothers were all overweight. They were all friggin' look like they weren't carrying the guns right, like they never shot a gun. You could tell they're not.
Yeah, man, they're clowns, bro. I'm talking about these white guys got real stuff. They got real guns. They got connections. They're so dangerous. The CIA and FBI is watching them. They're arresting them. They work for them, but like, hey, you get two out of line, we gotta arrest you.
If anytime they want to attack, we're finished. Because we have no defense. All these people that fucking made it so that we're sitting here in America as a sitting duck. I could say I curse these motherfuckers to hell.
Hi, either of you two watched The Walking Dead?
A little bit.
Yeah, you know that one of those seasons where that white guy who eventually got the eye patch, the evil guy, he had his group of soldiers, kind of bodyguards, let's say, from his town, and then they went over to the actual army, like Marines or whatever, and killed all of them in an ambush, and took their tanks, took their machine guns and bullets and all of that.
That's believable.
Yeah, that what you're talking about, these militias who pose a threat to even the government, and that the CIA even, gets them arrested. It reminds me of this, It's
That you know what, bro. That's a reality because I was watching this movie. I gotta find it's on Netflix, but it was about this invasion of America. And guess what? It was an inner invasion. It was a civil war. It was a split between like America. It was like the South versus the North. It was like it can happen. You know, it's because these white people that can happen in the future.
If Donald Trump would have lost this election, man, that's exactly what happened,
It's
man.
gonna be a split, but bro, they're still talking about it. That can happen.
Yeah.
yeah,
You ever seen that movie? There's a movie that came out recently. It's called Civil War. It talks about that.
Yeah, this
well,
country could break up right now
yeah,
It can
because they
happen.
feel so strongly about this last election. These white liberals and white conservatives, there's no reconciliation.
Brother, that's what Project 2025 is about, man.
Yeah, they're trying probably just basically they want to friggin' make America white again,
They
but
want to rewrite the Constitution, brother. It's getting to that point. They're not happy. White people are not happy,
yeah,
dude.
the bottom line is, and black people made that mistake. They thought that basically after George Floyd, black people got emboldened, right? They thought white people were going to roll over and fucking just hand this country over to them, And they were. I said to myself, okay, I said you may have won, but Biden. I said, look, give it 4 years, and I knew it. That white people and Trump were going to come back with a vengeance, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, was it the hurricane? Did that happen in North Carolina or something?
Yeah, North
And
Carolina and Georgia, right? Joe Biden didn't do nothing,
yeah, so I heard that none of the army went over to those states to help with the people that suffered that hurricane, and that even the police had told people not to use their own private helicopters to go and help people who are stranded, like old people and all of that. That was very odd to me, and but America has a military large and strong enough
let me
to
tell you
go
something, man.
to
This
over
country is
1,000
not what
bases
you
all
think
around the
it
planet.
is. America is not what you think it is. It doesn't care about its own people, and it doesn't give a shit about half the countries they're involved with. Every country in America that America is involved with turns into a shithole.
Right.
America is nothing but a farce. It's a myth. It doesn't exist,
Yeah, that's why I said, the con men. The white guy is a con man.
Yeah. So the bottom line is these people walk around and whatnot. Talk about America this, America that. Look, America does not give a shit about its people. Doesn't give a shit about anything but basically a few elites and whatever like this. All they care about is stupid ass causes like climate change, LGBTQ rights, and all kinds of foolishness and everything like that. But the whole thing is they do not care about things like people and stuff like that. They don't care,
Yeah, and that's I mentioned this because Wise Man said that they're trying to break up the country and all of that, and that these militias will try and use this chaos as an opportunity, or maybe the government will. But what the tragedy with Georgia and Northern Carolina's hurricane devastation, it seems like that's the uh, basis for a lot of what is probably projected to happen. Like this breakup.
Yeah, well, this country is headed towards that. The
It
whole
is.
thing. This country is like it's headed towards a civil war.
I think when Donald Trump was in office, he's talking about changing the Constitution. He's talking about trying to stay in office for more than 4 years.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, hey, look, and more power to him.
Mm.
Like I said, now is the time that I can make the case that look, if Donald Trump, like I said last night, we were right. Did you hear what I said about Greenland and all that stuff like Canada? Right? Donald Trump basically says he went to Greenland and said, "I would like to buy Greenland." They said, "No, it's not for sale." But the fact that he's in a position he seriously could say something like that, or he told Trudeau that he wants to make Canada 51st state. That's power, or Donald Trump says he wants the Panama Canal back, right? But at the same time, brother Wise, right? If I say that we want a little bit of land, right, not much, on the continent, all hell's breaking loose. Y'all are crazy. See, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
get people to freaking think. And people start
yeah.
to say, "Yeah, Colin, you make us say." Last night, I went that lady Lizzo that came in here last night. She couldn't refute. She shut up and eventually chat. She can't refute anything I'm saying. You know, so it's all right for Donald Trump to talk about. I want the Panama Canal back. I want to buy Greenland. I want to buy Canada, whatever, making 51st state. The white man can project his power any place in the world. I bet you anything, if the white man says, we now declare Mars part of the United States, whatever, nobody would say a damn thing.
Hmm.
These motherfuckers plant their flag on the moon. But God
Yeah.
forbid if we plant our flag on some African soil,
Hmm. Yeah.
and well,
Bro,
hell,
it's gonna be a fight, bro. That's all it is. We gotta get ready to fight.
yeah, we gotta be able to fight. But I'm prepared. I need
But see,
young soldiers,
the white man. I'm tired of talking about the white man. The white man. But I'm being honest. The white man can do it because he had to go through blood, sweat, and just straight blood, sweat, and tears, bro. That's what it takes. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
The,
trials and tribulation.
brother, yeah, there you go, brother. Like you talk about the
We're not
Asian
gonna go
man.
through trials and tribulation. We're never gonna be
And
free.
brother, the black man can do it too, because as much as the black man's hated us now, they do respect us to a certain extent. We're not just getting walked over. We have to go through our blood, sweat, and tears, but it's gonna take us a little bit more time. We gotta fight again. Just black men, are you willing to fight? It takes
Yes.
years of fighting, bro. You gotta fight.
Yeah, so the bottom line, what I'm trying to do is just put the fire out there, and enough people to say, yeah, look, why can't we have any power? Why do we have no power in this fucking world? If we don't have power, you have nothing. That's what I desire. I want power.
Hmm.
I don't want to be satisfied. I don't want a little crumbs or a little like that. I want real power. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
building a nation, or just even talking about building a nation, gets their attention. That's power.
And it's
Greenland
serious.
is trying to build their own nation by trying to separate themselves from Denmark, and here comes Donald Trump or America or another group of whites saying that, oh yeah, I want to buy Greenland from Denmark when these people are trying to get rid of Denmark, you know. So
Yeah.
Greenlanders are not white, they're like those indigenous North American tribes, races,
Yeah,
like
but
Inuit.
the thing is about that is Denmark has Greenland, right? How is it that they have sovereignty over that territory? Who gave it to them? But they're white, so they could do that. Now another white country, Trump wants to buy Greenland, right? But like I said, hey, look, the white man's going to do what the white man does, right? What I don't understand is if we're sitting here having a serious conversation about where's our land, where's our expansion, whatever, like that, suddenly you got, especially these Africans always saying, "Oh, y'all don't need a land," blah blah blah. That's what I'm getting tired of.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah,
bottom line, it's not. I'm not even mad at the Africans, to tell you the truth, right? I'm married Black Americans, basically like saying, "Oh, I'm an American. I'm American. You have no power. You have no power. Yeah, okay, you're American. Now what? You have no freaking power. You have no say so over anything. You don't control anything in this country. You have no power. You're not at the table. No one gives a shit about you. Well, I'm an American. Well, now, okay, you're American, but but the joke, I get a good joke too. I'm an American, but the bottom line is this: Prince McHale, go sit down with African Union. He calls me a fool, right? The African Union is the biggest joke. I call it the African Cunion. The biggest joke the world's ever seen. And you got young guys like Principe who don't know any better, right? He think the African Union is a legitimate, credible organization. We sound like whites. No, just because we say we want land, Principe, we sound like a white. It's like I said, didn't I say earlier? If you project power, responsibility, and what else? Power, responsibility, accountability. And all this stuff like that. People automatically deem that as white. If you have authority, accountability, and responsibility, those four things, right? You're automatically deemed as white. That's
But a
sad.
lot of a lot of black people remain like children, man. They won't be told what to do, how to do it. They can't think for themselves individually, so they remain like children.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who's this African diaspora 72 character? Much of American policy on Africa has been influenced by African American created. Yeah, we are. If that's the case, man, we ought to be all be locked up, for doing that. We all ought to be in jail, for influencing American policy, because America's policy towards Africa is atrocious. If we had something to do with that, man, we're just taking a big L, man, for that shit.
Carla, is there a way to be connected with Brother Hit?
Well, yeah, he put his email up there. He's gonna come on. He's gonna get his YouTube, his website up again and whatnot. So he's gonna be on pretty soon. But like I said, on the show, he put his email. I always tell people all the time. Somebody puts that email up, copy the email. I put my email up, and people connect with me. And so, like I said, if people are serious, we let you into our WhatsApp group,
Mm-hmm.
and we basically go from there. If somebody want to be part of the WhatsApp group, they gotta send me an email and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's not that easy to get to us anymore. Like the time comes, we're gonna start closing ranks. And stuff like that. Because we're gonna narrow down within the next year. The core people is gonna carry this out. At least the Constitution and the basic frame of this stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
We got a lot of stuff to iron out. We have a lot of differences that we got to agree on. What I would say is this: I believe that whatever things we pass, right, don't agree on, it should not be constitutional in the Constitution. It should be a law that can be changed or judged in court. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
fought against in court, right? That leaves that up for cloture. But I don't believe anything that's controversial like dual citizenship and stuff like that should be constitutional.
Yeah.
Because that'll be conflict right there. That's all I'm saying. That's my compromise right there. So long as it's not constitutional,
Mm-hmm.
because constitutional, you can't change it, So I don't want no constitution that says recognize some dual citizenship in the Constitution, because the country will lose its legitimacy.
I was thinking about democracy and all of that and how it influences nations. And I think to myself about China and how it's able to manage and control its economy to a vast extent.
Because they got one political party controlling 1.2 billion people.
That's right. That's right.
Africa
And
does not have that.
right. And I was thinking more so by comparison to the USA, where the country is a farce of democracy and really run by corporations and, super rich.
And the media and people in the media, corporate media, when the media outright lies, they basically slander and everything. You saw this in the last election, man. The media basically was trying to basically control the country with lies. I couldn't believe what the fuck I was hearing. The lies they put out there about Trump was like unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what they're paid to do. And yeah. So I wonder, like, what kind of way should, let's say, Africanistan have its government implemented?
Well, I'm like this. My whole thing is this, in the initial phase of any country, right? The initial phase, right? You have to have just we have to elect the Supreme Council. There we're going to be responsible for one day surrendering the government over to a constitutional government and elected body, But the initial phase of the country has to be a Supreme Council that has the power, has all the authority to do everything, pass all licenses, whatever it has to be, enter negotiation, everything. I believe that we should be under the stewardship of a host country for the first phase. That'll give us diplomatic cover. Diplomatic cover. Brother Hit wants independence on day one. I don't think that's possible.
But will it be a democracy?
Well, yeah, eventually it will. No, it's going to be a republic with a democratic process. America is not a democracy. America is a constitutional republic. That's what I believe in, with a democratic process, and then basically with 3 levels of government: federal, state, and local. The local people, local government has probably the most power over people's immediate lives and everything like that.
But what happens if the politicians are bought out by big corporations or government, intelligence agencies?
Bottom line is this: we're gonna have a country. We're gonna have a country that basically the people, initially the Supreme Council, basically going to be like, "Hey, do you have any political vetting or any political interest, whatever like that, or conflict of interest?" No, and people are going to be thoroughly vetted in an initial phase. That's going to be important. So big corporations in this country are going to be all nationalistic. They're going to be national corporations. So
why would they be nationalistic on the surface? But
no. We're going to say these are going to be nationalist corporations. Let me give you an example. It's going to function something like the Japanese keiretsus and the zaibatsus. The cultural organization that's completely nationalistic about the state. In other words, basically, they're like Team Japan. The keiretsus and the zaibatsus are basically Japanese companies. Mitsubishi, Sumitomo, Mitsui. All these are family-owned businesses, family-owned corporations and everything like that are pro-Japanese, right? What you're talking about is multinational corporations, and they're not going to exist in our country, every country, every business, major business is going to be controlled by what I call the Namakala. That's the craft group system, That's going to be the industrial combines, and the banks and everything like that working together, And then we're going to have a national corporation that has interest in what the traditional corporation. They're going to control everything from the every level of business, contracts, and everything like that. Have to have African partners. Every business have to be 51% ownership by us. That's on the ground. So it's not like this. That's going to be enshrined in the law.
Sounds good. Yeah.
As long as it could be, you used to like corporations in the West. Corporations do what they want to do, whatever like that, and they believe in this. Corporations just exist for money. No, corporations, and we believe, like Asia, a corporation has a right to make money, but you also got a first responsibility of a nation, of a national, national interest. You study the way Japanese corporations assisted the government in development. You couldn't just make whatever you want to make or sell what you want. The government told you what to make, what to import, what to process, what to trade, whatever like that, how to trade it, how much to trade it for. And what you call the Zaibatsu corporations just complied. Why? Because they were making money anyway. They didn't care if they had to make some parts or whatever like that for a plane, as long as they were making money, right? But in America, you have people that have a lot of capital and stuff like that, and capital wasted on some vanity project, right? Oh, I want to make I have a grand idea. I got this invention to make fat rollers to lose fat. Well, we don't need you to do that. We need you to make car parts. No, I want to make this right here because I had the passion of this product right here. We could sell it with that. No. If it's not, can't let you waste manpower, capital on what you want to make. We got to, if you want a business license, you got to make what we say make. See, that's the difference. In America, the government don't tell people what to make. They make what they want, and a lot of time and capital is wasted in America because people make stuff that's not even necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up having to import unnecessary stuff from places like China and Mexico. That's what America really don't need China, to tell you the truth. But the bottom line, America basically just don't prioritize manufacturing anymore, and they just basically outsource that to China, which is dangerous.
That was the biggest mistake, man. That was America's biggest mistake.
Yeah, so the bottom line is this. So bottom line, we're not going to be America. We're not going to be England and these countries like that. They ran their countries to the ground, and they're so stubborn. Asia has the best model for development, but the West is stubborn when they don't want to adapt, and the West is going down when Asia is going up. So we can have the same effect too.
Yeah. China just banned all of them. computer chips technologies and military related electronic technologies to America as well. And that was recently too. So,
Look at
and
this guy Lewis, man. He's such a goofball. He says Paul Kagame is stealing resources. Yeah, these people hate Paul, especially Ghanaians. They hate fucking Paul Kagame. So jealous of Rwanda, right? You know, do something with that shithole country of Ghana you got there, Lewis. You know, they're so jealous. That's another about the African mind, right? The black mind in general. They don't like like I said, last night's show was what do you do about basically success shaming? You know, they when he talk about he's stealing Congress for Apple computers. You know something? I am glad he's doing that. He's taking resources. He showing Africans that you could take resources and make finished products. What's wrong with that? You know, he's making finished products. You know, he's making computers and everything like that. What is Ghana making there, Lewis? Nothing. You know, you guys only have your own cocoa plants. You know, they go cuckoo. You know what I'm saying? No cuckoo for you. And the Swiss are like, we can't tell these poor fools, hey, yo, Ghana, we already moved towards synthetic chocolate, you know? So keep your cuckoo, you know? Like I said, we always get hooked up with these clowns, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a ringmaster, you know? It's like a circus of deadly clowns, you know?
yeah, Color, today I sent you an email, and just now as well.
You did? Yeah,
Just
you
now
sent
for
me
the
one the
WhatsApp.
other day. You sent me one the other day. I didn't get, let me see, I didn't check my email today.
Yeah, and that's all right. I sent one. I sent two. One just now for the WhatsApp, and the one earlier, with about the bioweapons that the USA is researching using African genomes, like African people's genomes, and the biological, like microorganisms, and viruses and all of that to manufacture and research all of that stuff. So yeah,
No,
they have a few labs across Africa.
don't WhatsApp have a link? You gotta give me a link. You know, you should have a link for your WhatsApp to share. You know,
Oh, I don't know about that. I
yeah,
just
you
have
know, yeah, it's a link. You know, that's how I don't know how to do it because they're gonna still ask for your name. It's gonna put it's a little difficult because you got a foreign number. You know, all you have to
okay.
do really is find out the link. Let me see how I would do it. You know, let me see. Blah, blah,
All
blah.
right.
Let's see. Chat, call, settings. Me, hey there, I'm on. Yeah, yeah. I'm using WhatsApp, right? And then boom, edit. Blah blah blah. Hold up.
All right.
But somebody sent me a friggin' thing the other day. How do you freaking save this? Hold up. I gotta figure out how to do it. Somebody sent me a thing the other day saying they'll say hi, I'm on WhatsApp. You know
Yeah.
what I could do is give you email you my number and you can search for me on WhatsApp.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll send you an email my number. So like this. Okay. Okay, so I'll say yeah, my number is you gotta put the country code in, right?
Yeah.
I just sent you my number. Just look for me on WhatsApp,
Yep.
and I'm gonna say my name. Let's say you got it. Hold up. Yeah, my name. Let's see. Why is all right? I sent you two. One my name, one my number.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So that's how we do things around here. Ghana has a higher GDP than Rwanda. But Ghana's not developed though. Ghana has a higher GDP. Well, so let's look that up. Let's look at Ghana's GDP. I know it ain't shit, but let's look it up. I love it. Africans, man. They always call me. They're like, Colin, man, you want to see infrastructure? They be trying to picture me in a little dusty ass road they built. We got infrastructure, Colin. They'd be so proud of that little road they built. You know, Ghana GDP. Ghana GDP. Wow, not bad, man. $73 billion of GDP. That's not bad. It's not bad. What do they do? So Ghana is ranked ranked 84th out of major economies. Inflation in Ghana. So okay, which we call it? Ghana's not doing bad. Not bad. Still not enough for friggin' for me to want to move there. That's what my state of Virginia does more. GDP is higher than that. Think about it. New York City's GDP is $2 trillion. Just New York City has GDP higher than all of West Africa combined. New York City. Ain't that shame? And which we'll call California's GDP is $4 trillion. So what are we gonna do with $73 billion, man? That's not good. That's good, pretty good for Africa, to tell you the truth. $73 billion. That's good for Africa. I'll give them that. But I can't go there and go to any country and starve. I can't. I'm not ready to starve just yet. Let's see. He said unfair. We're competing against countries. C. Bannon is speaking up for American Negroes. Yeah, you're definitely American Negro, Lizzo, or whatever her name is. All right. Where's everybody tonight, man? I wanted to do a show tonight. I could have taken off tonight. Nobody's calling in. Nobody's calling in. So let me see. Let me play some videos, I guess. He said, which we'll call GDP is rocketing. I mean, let's not get too carried away there, let's not get carried away. Okay, Abraham, you sent me a request. Hold up. Okay. Okay, add. Okay. All right, got your contact, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So, let's see. I want to play some videos. Let's see. Something I want to talk about. Something I want to talk about. Let's see. What did I want to talk? I wanted to talk about something tonight. I forgot all about it, Forgot all about what I was going to talk about tonight. I had a really good topic I wanted to talk about tonight. Let's see.
Maybe was it relationships or something? Or
I wanted to, like I said, if I do stuff like that, I want to talk about, like we was talking about tonight. Me and Romani was talking about tonight about different types of women on the continent compared to going to the Caribbean and Colombia and whatnot. How safe Africa is for guys. Like I said, he's coming on tomorrow night. We're gonna be talking about the tour we're gonna do. So yeah, folks, we got a special guest tomorrow night. Romani Tayemba. We're gonna talk about the upcoming tour. Everything like that. So he got the program already. This is going to be the tour of tours. I mean, oh my God, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this tour. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for this to happen, So bottom line, we got something going on here, everything that I had planned for years when I was finally taking root. Everything, you just got to believe, you know what I'm saying? A couple of years ago, I did not know how. I knew I wanted to do this movement, right? I didn't know how. Now I'm finally making some progress. You know,
Mhm.
just by my connections in Liberia alone, that's the first phase right there. Establish a presence in Liberia. That's the first phase of the movement. You know, so we basically have a base to operate out of in the continent. I would love for us to one day have our own private military, one that like a Blackwater and stuff like that. You know, the Wagner Group and everything like that. You know, where we could take action all over the continent whenever we need a state to operate out of. You know, legally. You know. And and
Yeah.
we need the money and raise the money and shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
Something's gonna give, you know. Something's gonna freaking give.
Yeah. It sounds like AES or Burkina Faso is kind of not contracting, but going toward that direction because they're already antagonistic to Nigeria for hosting the terror sponsor, which is these white superpowers, you know. So I think maybe that is a road for them that they might cross,
What being
like a military force that's going to get rid of all of these terror groups, you know, and rebels across the continent.
right.
Yeah,
That'd be a good fight, you know what I'm saying? We need that. Like I said, we see all this stuff going. My point I'm trying to make is black people, we see all this injustice going on the continent, but we have no way of it because we don't have an army, we don't have a military and stuff like that, you know. These things got to change. You know, we can't go spend the next 500 years powerless. We cannot do that. You know, that's unacceptable.
and the thing is, you know, when the Asians aren't gonna get into any fucking fight, you know, they're kind of, it seems like they're kind of cowards, you know,
No,
even though,
they Asians figured out they win by making money. You know,
right,
they're making
yeah,
money. The Asians make money and everything like that. And when they're buy, they're actually smart because what they do is they let Americans, everybody shoot each other when not.
that's
But
what they say, yeah.
you
But you
know,
know, there's even you know, some of these Uyghur populations in northwestern China, you know, these Muslim people.
the
There's some,
Uyghurs.
yeah. There's some of these extremists who are right now in Syria, and in Syria they're saying once we take over this and this in the Middle East, we're going to go and take over China. So you know that it might come back to haunt them, but you know these Asians aren't doing shit.
Right.
But when black people actually stand up and you know take matters into their own hands and fight, you know, a lot of these injustices, then you know it's going to be on moral grounds, you know, and
Yeah.
that's going to be like a world's first, really. You
Yeah,
know,
black people,
you know,
black
because
people,
yeah,
look, we have nothing to lose. We've been taking L's for 500 years, man. You know,
exactly.
so
Yeah.
we have nothing to take. Let's see. Let's see. Let me. This guy, man, keeps annoying me about Ghana, man. He says, "Oh, the infrastructure." Let's see. Ghana development. There is none. You know, Ghana today. Let's see what infrastructure he's talking about. You know, let's see. Election. Okay. It said we need jobs. We don't. We don't need rights. We need jobs. Well, okay. Let's see this story, bro. Okay, Lewis. Let's see this story. Let's see the story we're talking about. Ghana. Let's talk about Ghana. You know, this would probably seem like an interesting story.
Hey, I'm Sophie, and I'm one of the AI voices from Revoicer. My voice sounds so natural.
Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Ghanaian youth reject bags of rice from politicians. They say they need jobs, not rice. Check out this clip as they return these bag of rice where they come from. Guys, the black government in Africa is an embarrassment to the people across the African continent. I mean, 70 years total control of the state and state resources, and they're still not able to build a functional state with a sustainable economy. What an embarrassment. I mean, all the resources Africa has in the ground, we need infrastructure so we can up the resources in the ground so we can sell it to the rest of the world and make Africa one of the most beautiful places on earth, rich as it should be, since it's the richest in resources. People come here to mine our resources to go and invest in their homes, in their home countries, in their European countries, and we are left with nothing, and they exploit our cheap labor. And these government officials and politicians allow that to happen. So now they're going to bribe us with a bag of rice for what? For what? What will rice do for me? I cook it today, tomorrow it's over, and then what? No. Feed a fish and it will come back to bother you. But give a fish resources to feed itself and be independent, it will be full for a lifetime. And that is what the African people need. We have the resources. What's the problem? We have the skill, we have the manpower to do this. What's the problem? What's the problem? What is the holdup? A bag of rice for what? For what? Do you think we are stupid? I hate that politicians take us for a ride. They take us for a push. They take a big chunk of pie while they give us crumbs and they expect us to be satisfied with those crumbs. For how long? For how long? Africa will forever, the citizens of Africa will forever bother these politicians because they don't take us seriously. Give us land. Give us the tools. The tools to be independent on our own. Give us the tools to be independent and we will never bother you. Put us first and we'll never bother you. We'll never bother you. Now you're giving us a bag of rice for what? For what? I cook it today, tomorrow it's over, and then what? No, man. No, man. No, honestly, like African politicians are the dumbest people on this planet, to be honest. They are followers. They are pick-me's. They're desperate. Come on. No, I don't even want to go further with this conversation. You can comment in the comment section below. Tag us on social media what you think about this segment. What do you think about the Ghanaian people's bravery? What do you think about their strength, their mental capacity, their high mental capacity? This is how it should be done. We're not going to be around kissing butt in hopes that you will feed us and we'll be grateful and we'll be inferior so you can walk on our heads and play on our heads. No, man. Thank you for tuning in to the African Diaspora News channel. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.
Now, Lewis says I'm a agent of white supremacy.
Nah, I think it's another country, Colin.
Can't get rich.
What? That was Ghana.
I've seen this happen in other countries, right? And the people will be like, "Oh, at least the government is giving something." And then in other countries, they'll be like, "Well, this government don't give us nothing." It's like it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Well, I was about. I played that because Lewis was telling me how good
everybody.
Ghana is and how good the what you call the infrastructure is, and all like that. People are complaining about friggin' jobs, man. You know, and so Prince be talking about African Americans wouldn't look. We ain't sitting around begging for rice, Prince. Don't even put it. That's your starving ass Haitians. You know, so the FBA and with wouldn't give up the rice and whatnot. I know you Haitians wouldn't, man. Y'all too hungry down there, you know. Just hilarious, man. Just hilarious, you know. Now I get called a no, it's not in Virginia, bro. That's not Virginia. That's friggin' somewhere in the third world, bro. Virginia, this is the first world here. People don't starve. You know, we're not on friggin' line to buy rice, you know. You know, that was right there in Ghana, right? It could be easy because at least they got more food than people in Haiti, you know. I mean, I ain't trying to mock nobody, but you know, I just played that for Lewis, my friend Lewis, because he's called me an agent of white supremacism. I'm trying to bring light to the starving, jobless people in Ghana. I'm trying to help out, and he's calling me an agent of white supremacists.
But Lewis wants you to show us just the pretty beaches.
I think it's
pretty.
Yeah, man. Bottom line, I'm sick of. I'm not sick of
Lewis,
a
grow
lot,
the
you
fuck
know.
up.
He goes 540 Black American got citizenship in Ghana. Yeah, old retired crusty people, you know. You know.
So they pay money for it.
You know, they got citizenship in Ghana. So
they
they can join the starving. They can join the starving
thing.
thing. I'm going to Ghana to get my citizenship so I can starve too, man. I don't want to be left out of the starvation, you know. Let me go over to Ghana and starve and whatnot, you know. Let me get my bag of rice. You know, those Negroes, 5 big Negroes, are they getting some of that rice, Lewis? You know? Oh, boy. You know, and Principe, man. What is all this, man? You know, these people crack me up. They've been coming at me lately, man. You know, Principe, Chantel, whatnot. The usual suspects, man. Oh, Lord, man. It's hilarious.
But Kyle, you ever realize that they don't have no self accountability for their own, you know?
Of course not. You know,
but
they always hold on. What all these self accountability is, they want to sell. Why is it that it's so necessary for so-called Black Americans to come there and whatnot? You know, why is that? Why is it so necessary? You know, if we're gonna go to Africa, man, I want to go someplace we can build our own economy. If I fail, I'm gonna fail on my own. I'm not gonna suck up somebody else's failure. What are you, crazy? You know. You know, Kyle's a CIA. No. Yeah, everybody's a CIA.
We were doing that in America. They'd be like, "Oh, look at these Black Americans. Want the government to do everything for them." Nigga, look at y'all.
They said no, man. Go to hell with your rice or whatnot. You know,
eat the damn rice.
I would have kept some of the rice, to be honest with you.
Oh man, I would have went over there and be like, no.
Yeah, on camera when the cameras are off, right? Hey, you know, cameras are off. Okay, let me go over here. That's like shit.
I would have sold that rice to a restaurant who would have sold it to the people a few days later. It is what it is.
Exactly, man. You know, you gotta be smart about this shit.
Yeah, you know, this infrastructure problem. It reminds me.
Infrastructure is a main problem in Africa. Infrastructure.
Yeah. So Ibrahim Traore, he knew that the country of Burkina Faso exports tomatoes, but it has to import tomato sauce.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and because of that, he started tomato processing factory, and now Burkina Faso has its own, you know, indigenous tomato sauce. You know, so
Benin did that a couple of decades ago. You know, and produced a whole bunch of manufactured goods out of the products they grown out of the ground. They put it in jars, bottles, and processing. You know.
Yeah, you know, it's fucking ridiculous. The kind of thing that, you know,
I want to see Ghana with their own chocolate factory processing their cocoa.
Yeah.
Their cocoa, you know?
Yeah.
Lewis like, Kala, man, you can come over here and grow cocoa yourself, man. Become a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think I'm quite there yet, man. You know, I'll let you know when I'm reached rock bottom. You know, I can't be doing cocoa. Ghana, man. I can't. I just can't, man. I just can't do it, man. I love Africa, but I just can't do it. You know, I'm good. You know, I'm good. I'm really good. You know.
Show the infrastructure in Ghana for what?
Yeah, what infrastructure you talk about? You know,
we should be showing the infrastructure of Singapore, since you know that's the model we're going to base Africanistan off of.
Yeah, Singapore. Oh yeah, you know what I want to see? You want to see some infrastructure? Has what I'm talking about, right? This the Pung Lloyd Group is a result of decades of planning, right? This is what I'm talking about: the African between Africans and Asians, right? The Asians had the Bandung Conference, 1955, 10 years after World War II. They had enough. They want to build Asia and modernize Asia and catch up with the West. So they said they put plans in place through treaties and everything to work and integrate Asia into economic and industrial development. Whatnot. 30 years later, 1985, they had caught up with the West. Remarkable, you know, remarkable, had caught up with the West. And one of the things that came out of that time period was the Pung Lloyd Corporation, which is multinational infrastructure and logistics company. Let me play some of Pung Lloyd, man. That's what gets me going, because Pung Lloyd probably going to be the main infrastructure company for the African, if I have something to do with it.
It's sad we got nothing to look back to the motherland for to inspire us.
Yeah, no. I wish there was an African version of the Pung Lloyd Group, but there isn't, So, let's see.
There's one invaluable lesson that we have learned. Designing and building world-class structures is a blend of innovativeness, safety, and attention to detail. Building a world-class reputation, however, takes passion, honesty, and grit to deliver at all costs. The Pung Lloyd Group has achieved all of this in over 2 decades. A global player providing EPC services in energy and infrastructure.
This Pung Lloyd Group is a construction civil engineering company.
We've executed projects in over 50 countries across the globe.
Hold up.
The group has evolved to become a diversified international conglomerate comprising 3 world-renowned brands: Pung Lloyd and PL Engineering, headquartered in India, and Sembawang Engineers and Constructors in Singapore, collectively offering a broad range of EPC expertise and experience. At Pung Lloyd, we have delivered civil infrastructure work for major public sector enterprises and private sector companies, executing aesthetic, economical, and globally. In the area of transport infrastructure, our work includes urban projects like subways and metro stations, airports, bridges, flyovers, and interchanges. We have also designed and built highways and expressways, tunnels and caverns, as well as seaports and terminals. In the field of utilities, our experience includes creation of reservoirs as well as water treatment plants. Our portfolio for mega urban infrastructure includes commercial, industrial, institutional, and residential complexes. We have to our credit high-spec buildings, townships, and industrial parks, multi-speciality medical institutions, as well as luxury leisure resorts. We flag off our journey with a breathtaking start. Among the many highways that we have built, the standout is India's Golden Quadrilateral, a national infrastructural dream come true, complemented by the prestigious East-West Corridor. In addition, the group also ventured into tollway construction when entrusted with the Vadodara-Halol tollway project. Our huge fleet of equipment makes execution of such mega projects possible. We own 13 sets of road equipment for bitumen laying and 3 sets of concrete laying, besides heavy earth-moving equipment. As most of the roads we built form an integral part of the country's transport network, we ensure safety at every step of construction. Pung Lloyd achieves this by creating appropriate construction zones and adopting uniform traffic control methods and devices to ensure safety of both road users as well as construction workers. Daily toolbox meetings ensure safety during all operations, from working at heights to construction of sub and superstructures. In urban areas, we have reached new heights in viaduct construction, linked cities with major road interchanges and flyovers, and bridged islands to their mainlands, increasing urban connectivity for countries like Singapore and India. In India, we have constructed the Piragadi flyover and the Raja Garden flyover for the UP State Bridge Corporation Limited. We also executed Singapore's next generation of public transportation with the mass MRT and light rail transit RT projects. This world-class mega infrastructure includes stations, elevated and underground systems, depots, and more than 70% of the city's LRT systems. In India, we have been involved with prestigious sections of Delhi and Bangalore Metro, constructing both stations and viaducts. The group offers rich experience and world-class expertise in marine construction, having built seaports, jetties, and dry docks for Singapore, the major shipping hub of Southeast Asia. We have built many facilities for Asia's major aviation hub, the award-winning Changi Airport in Singapore. This ranges from terminal extensions to hangars and control towers, as well as supporting facilities such as training centers, freight and cargo terminals. In addition, we've also helped build in-flight catering centers and an MRT system to provide seamless journey to and from the airport. At Sikkim's Greenfield Airport in the foothills of the Great Indian Himalayas, Punch Lloyd is building the highest reinforced earth wall in the world, 80 meters high. The airport is an altitude of 4,700 feet, with deep valleys at both ends of the runway. In the midst of the intimidating urban congestion, we built Singapore's underground transport infrastructure, meticulously avoiding the existing deep tunnel sewerage system and the electricity network, while allowing life above to continue with minimal disruption. Availability of land is an immense concern in Indian metros as well. In the true spirit of urban sustainable development, waste area in the midst of the capital city was converted into a mammoth parking facility for the 2010 Commonwealth Games. We've built some of the tallest, most intelligent and exquisite buildings in major cities, turning them into architectural icons and the most sought-after commercial spaces. From high-end condominiums, luxury villas, to modern student housing, we've built some of the most comfortable homes and exquisite residences in the world. 6-star luxury hotels and beachfront resorts to prestigious country clubs and championship golf courses, we've built some of the most luxurious places for people who value a premium lifestyle. Against all odds, we created a winter playground complete with ski slopes, snow, and a wintry climate in tropical Singapore. Our world-class competency in engineering and construction is especially valued in the healthcare sector, where precious lives are at stake. We have handled both ends of Medicare, right from advanced healthcare manufacturing facilities to sensitive hospital environments. One of our landmark projects is India's Medicity, the multi-speciality medical institute integrating high-end modern Medicare with alternative streams of medicine. Is an increasingly strategic role in the business process by providing cutting-edge technologies needed to create value and competitive advantage. Resources are optimally utilized through the use of sophisticated MIS and collaboration tools. Constantly innovating, our team of engineers focus on newer construction technologies. We were the first company to use the jacking method of tank erection in Singapore. As an OSAS 18001, ISO 14001, and ISO 9001 certified company, we adopt the world's best practices of HSEQ: health, safety, environment, and quality. Safety is an absolute. One of Punch Lloyd's key strengths lies in its ability to design temporary structures for construction. These include wall, slab, tunnel, table formwork, climbing system for lift core walls, proprietary scaffolding systems, hoisting, shoring, launching scheme of girders, and casting of piers and caps. We've also prepared temporary pre-stressing and propping schemes for bridge erection. On the last leg of our journey, we take you behind the scenes for a glimpse of our most crucial assets, our people. Our multinational workforce, with a rich and varied experience, is extremely precious to us. Nurturing talent is critical at Punj Lloyd. We continuously train our workforce at our Executive Development Center in Banmore. Our efforts towards worker welfare can be gauged through our worker colonies, which are in keeping with IFC standards, with regular medical camps and yoga being organized. Well-traveled and highly adaptable, our people can be readily mobilized globally to seamlessly integrate into the local environment. Intricate projects, testing conditions, and grueling timelines. We've built our reputation by repeatedly delivering successfully within these stringent parameters. It is intuitive for us to see world-class quality standards as benchmarks to meet and to beat. In our pursuit of excellence, we won accolades from renowned clients and awards from distinguished bodies around the world. What compels and propels us? The unflinching faith of our stakeholders who believe that, for the Punj Lloyd Group, nothing is impossible. Who count on us to deliver safe, sustainable, high-quality solutions for global infrastructure. Always.
Yep, like I said, when I see that happening on the African continent, then wake me up from this nightmare that we're going through.
Yeah,
You know,
it
that's
looks pretty good.
multinational corporation. Where's the multinational African companies? Operating, doing high level engineering, stuff like that. No,
if you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
They got it's Chinese. The Chinese are building on that. What are you doing for yourself? I'm supposed to be excited about some Chinese building a road in your country.
Here's how you can end any fight in seconds with this nearly indefensible move that I'm going to show you right now. Picture this. You just finished dinner in an unfamiliar part of town. It's gotten late, and there are...
So bottom line is this, we have to basically talk about infrastructure on a level, and that's the only way you're going to see large numbers of Black people coming to the continent. You got to have real infrastructure and get to that point. Because I always thought that by now, when I saw with the Punj Lloyd Group, I thought that Africans were on their way to that level of development. I was wrong. Years I thought Africa had it in them to build shit like that and everything like that. And I found out it's actually Chinese and everybody else is building the infrastructure. I was like, man, this is fucking bullshit. I just couldn't. I was just heartbroken. The country I used to have so much pride about, Nigeria, don't build shit. I was like, damn, that really crushed me. Crushed my spirit.
Yeah, what this company is doing looks pretty good. I wonder how old they are.
They've been around since, I would say, the exception of Punj Lloyd Group started probably like 1955, And notice how this is how they do it. They get skills transfer. Because everything they're doing, someone else from the West or Netherlands, it was really started with the Netherlands, and stuff like that. Engineers firms from Netherlands, France, all that. And all they did was duplicate the model, It's not, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like me and Dave Hitt said, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you have successful models, you just import the model that works, and use it. I was like, why is it Africa can't do that? It said, look, you have a model of Punj Lloyd Group. How come we can't put together our Punj Lloyd Group operating in like 10 countries and whatnot? Well, like you said, you got the operations in Singapore, you got the engineering in India, you got this other one in this country and whatnot. They're all working together, That's what Pan-Asianism is, But you don't see Africans like Nigeria is by itself, Ghana's by itself, they're not working together to build anything, it's trying to compete with each other. It's like a lot of Nigerians always talk about Black America instead of saying, how can we link together? They want to compete with us. It's sad. Sad situation.
Yeah. This documentary reminded me of something I saw, I think, earlier today, or it was yesterday, and it was the documentary about the building of the Shanghai Tower, and it was I think it took like 6 years or 10 years or something. But right now, it's still the second highest building in the world.
Right.
Yeah, and what they did when they discovered that the soil of the city of Shanghai was too soft for such a large building, which weighs I don't know how many thousands of tons, they had to put cement, dig the ground up.
Yeah, they got to dig the ground and go
Yeah.
like maybe like 50 feet deep, put rocks and cement as a base,
Oh no,
foundation.
not rocks, but they put some kind of beam, like steel beams,
Yeah,
Uh,
they put steel beams, but the to give it ballast, they usually have rocks with cement surrounding those beams. That's what gives
yeah,
it balance. Yeah, the beams are there, but they
yeah.
have to seal it with the cement and the stone.
Yeah, and it's just like the stilts that was used in Venice, because all of the buildings bases are actually like wooden beams, and
Yeah,
that's what holds the city up, because otherwise it would just be a piece of sea in the swamp.
right.
Yeah, and so that's what they did in for the Shanghai Tower, and I think it was today I was smoking and I thought, uh, I looked at this tree as I was smoking and thought, how this tree has roots deep inside of the ground,
Hmm.
and no matter how high trees get, like these redwoods you have in California, these trees will still stick up, and they're not going to fall.
So that roots, the
Yeah,
foundation.
and so I thought, maybe if at the point where human civilization decides to build higher, like we can fix these infrastructural technical problems which currently like high-end first world countries have, with the idea of like building, let's say, a kilometer or more higher of a building, maybe like a root kind of system could be implemented so that you can build vertically even more. After you,
I believe in building vertically.
yeah,
Africa
yeah,
made this mistake by trying to build horizontally, and that's why they want to. Why we have so much congestion? Because you try to build your city like the Europeans instead of like the
right,
Asians.
yeah,
They built vertically and they got more space and everything like that. They don't have
great, yeah,
congestion. As far like because most of the culture is still pedestrian. Most people don't need cars. In Singapore, they got that light rail,
mhm,
everything like that. So they got light rail and stuff like that. And most people, don't really need a car, and everything like that unless it's necessary. But in America, we all live in the suburbs. We ain't got to get in the car and drive, whatever like that. And after a while, you can't not sustain. Roads are expensive to build. Railways are actually cheaper. Railways and rail lines, stuff like that, they're actually cheaper,
mm,
than the highways. Building large expressways and stuff like that. They're very expensive to build.
yeah,
It's like $1
yeah,
million
and
every mile.
yeah, and the more you spread out horizontally, the more you have to travel, because
And more you have to build, the more you have to
exactly,
the grid. The grid is stretched out. Instead of the
yeah,
grid, people living in a certain like a 2 mile radius. You can put millions of people in a 2 or 3 mile radius. That's less infrastructure costs and everything.
yeah, and to not like have this like already existing like white concept of packing black people like sardines in a can by building these projects, these huge
Actually, to tell you
shitty
the truth,
apartments.
if the projects are luxury and they look
That's what I
nice,
was about to
right?
mention. Yeah.
I mean,
If
they're not that bad of a concept, right? Because you're giving people housing. That's the main thing.
right, but I'm saying like instead of having these shitty apartments, you can have like luxury style like
Oh, yeah, that's what Singapore did. They have
skyscrapers.
luxury style apartments where people actually buy the apartment. They
Yeah.
actually own it. They have ownership.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. But to make the quality of the building like very spacious and like really like high
Yeah,
end.
in
So
Singapore, I seen the apartments they have. They have an upstairs and downstairs.
Right. Yeah.
You know, living
Yeah.
room. And
Maisonette.
that's it. So each apartment is like a upstairs and downstairs. They're not like little box.
Yeah, they call those maisonettes. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So you know, yeah, I've been actually thinking about these like
yeah,
sky.
like I said, the bottom line, when you really serious about like I am, I look for every type of way to make this possible, right? I know I said these things you got to give up. I knew I couldn't duplicate what we have in America over there, you know? It'll take too long, whatever like that. So you have to build vertically, you know?
Right.
You have to
That's what
basically be
Singapore did,
modest, like, you know, build a good public transportation system and everything like that. So, because you're not going to have as much money to build roads and highways like that, you know?
Yeah, Kala, you know, the reason why I also bring this up is because of VTOLs, if you've heard of those.
No.
Okay, vertical takeoff landing vehicles.
Oh, you talking about the drone type of shit?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen one in real life, but you know.
Yeah, no, a lot of these companies, their models are shit. But if you take a look at one company I met, which is here in England, and I actually met the COO, co-founder, their model it looks like a Formula One racing car, you know, and they actually want to go into that sport, you know, like Formula E.
Right.
But yeah, so you know, when these things are up in the air and they don't have these, you know, shitty wings and exposed propellers that will chop off people's limbs, you know, that one I'll show you if you want to go and type it up on YouTube. It's called Bellwether Industries.
Well, just send it to me on WhatsApp.
Okay. Yep.
I can't look at it tonight. I'll look at it some other time. You know. But,
Yeah, I thought maybe we could show it to the show, you know, the audience, but.
Well, okay. You would have to do is use the presentation button.
Okay.
On the bottom, you know.
Yep. All right. So.
Other than that, you make it more work for me.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna show it. Maybe the 1 minute version. Yeah. So right now, this thing is like really basically a drone size. You know, it's not like an actual car size, but when it is like sold on the market, it's going to be about 3 meters by 6 meters. So, yeah, this one. There we go. Yeah, could you see this?
Yeah, hold up.
Okay. Yeah, so these things are going to be flying up in skyscrapers. Preparing for the time when there's a three-dimensional traffic. And look, those propellers are not exposed; they're covered up.
Yeah, that technology I thought would be good for transportation, you know, delivery and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the chief engineers of this company is a very big engineer from McLaren, if you know that brand. Yeah. So
Yeah, what you call it? Now, people said they want me to show Nigeria. Okay, since you asked, right? Let's see. Let's show Nigeria. You know, somebody said let's show Nigeria, Kala. Okay, let's see. You guys really want me to show this Nigeria? That's what people always want to do. They always want to show the lofty parts. Let's show how people really do.
Surrounded by water.
Oh, here goes Elvis.
There goes Lakers.
Its population is considered to be 85,000 plus. However, the area was not officially counted as part of the 2007 census, and the population has been estimated to be much higher.
Carla, show the development, not
Everyone who
Makoko.
flies into Lagos
Stop
to do
it.
business on the island is likely to find
All right.
themselves
Jesus,
passing
man.
over the
Like,
Third Bridge.
why does everybody want
Gives
to
a full
ignore the
view
people?
of the
I
slums of
feel for the
Makoko.
people of Makoto, Makoko, because
Carla,
bottom line,
that's a slum. Show places like Matama, Busepe, very developed neighborhoods in Abuja.
I'll play Calabar. I like my favorite part of Nigeria is Calabar.
I like Makoko.
I like Makoko too, man. The people out there, I want to really connect with those people,
Makoko is so beautiful, full of vibrant people.
Smiling people. They ain't got nothing, but they're happy, I tell you all the time, man. You don't have to have a lot of money to be happy,
You ain't even gotta have food to be happy. These people are happy.
Those people out there are happy over us, Yeah.
I just made a $27 email.
This is my favorite part of Nigeria, the cross rivers.
Watch how I did it. So here I am in
Calabar is a port city in southern Nigeria, near the Cameroon border. It is the capital of Cross River State and is popularly regarded as the tourism capital of Nigeria. It is safe to say that Calabar is the cleanest and most environmentally friendly city in Nigeria.
Tourism, everything.
So why don't you join us today as we take you on a virtual tour of this vibrant city, showcasing not just its top attractions but colorful festivals and welcoming community. Get ready to immerse yourself in the sights and sounds of Calabar as we explore this hidden gem in West Africa. If it's your first time here, you're welcome to Alin TV. We're your favorite travel family. Do well to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload videos like this, you get to see it. And if you are a returning subscriber, as always, thank you so much. Calabar sits on a hill near the Calabar River and the Cross River Delta. The city is known for its lush tropical vegetation, with mangrove swamps along the coast and rainforest inland. Calabar has a rich history dating back to pre-colonial times, where it was a hub for trade and commerce amongst the indigenous people. During the colonial era, Calabar became a major center of the transatlantic slave trade, serving as one of the largest departure points for enslaved Africans who were to be sent to America and Europe. This made Calabar develop really early, and indeed Calabar is a city with lots of firsts. The first Nigerian city to have a secondary school, the first Nigerian city with a hospital, the first Nigerian city with a post office, the first Nigerian town with a barracks, and also the first Nigerian town with a monorail, which is not active now though.
What happened to the sound?
Calabar is more than just its history. It's a city that celebrates life and culture like no other, most notably through its world-renowned Calabar Carnival. Every year, millions of people gather to witness the spectacle as the streets come alive with music, dance, and creativity.
We all celebrating the spirit of temperature is always right for.
If you plan to visit Calabar, you can get into the town by air, going through the Margaret Ekpo International Airport, or by boat. There are boat services available linking Calabar to nearby towns. By road, there are several car transportation services available into Calabar.
All right, you guys satisfied? I played the beautiful Calabar, Nigeria. I said, don't say I'm being discrimination no more. I'm playing the good stuff too. So, so do I get any credit for that? No. Right, Abraham, man, they'll give me no credit for nothing, man. I get no credit for nothing, man. I just played the beautiful Calabar, When am I going to Calabar? Probably never. But I would like to. I'd like this. If they ever got their shit together and give me a reason to go to Calabar or whatnot, I go there because, like I say, it's a beautiful. I mean, it's breathtaking. They have the sky. The sky car. The cable sky car overhead. That's beautiful. You could. But I don't want to know if I guess it look like the thing got maintenance problems. I don't want to get stuck up there in the sky, halfway up in the sky and shit. They had a monorail that John Cashin, my friend, was supposed to get the contract to do the monorail. They were like, they gave it to somebody else, the monorail, build a monorail for Calabar. That's how I know so much about the place. They built this film studio called Tanapa, I think it's called Tanapa. And they could have look, they could have friggin' make Tanapa a really good film studio for black films around the world. But all they have to do is basically integrate, like, say, black people from the West. Because that's what's going to sell the movies. Because, look, except for the British actors, nobody gives a damn about Nollywood, So it flopped, Nobody. Nigerians, look, let me tell you something, right? Calabar could have been Dubai, right? But you know what the problem is? The same people they were counting on in Nigeria to support Calabar, they were going to Dubai. They said, I don't know what the hell I want to go to Calabar for. And everybody's like, yeah, it's beautiful and everything like that. But the same Nigerians think it's better to go spend their money in Dubai. Dubai was getting like 500 Nigerians a day, Calabar was getting nothing, So whose fault is that? Nigerians don't appreciate what they got in their own country, but they always want us to appreciate what they don't appreciate,
Fucking Dubai doesn't even have a sewer system,
You serious?
Yeah. Fucking Arabs don't know how to, run a civilization.
I didn't even know that,
Yeah. I mean, even Sumeria was.
That's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, they transfer their feces in trucks and they take it to a site and dump it there.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me, man.
And a lot of these like crypto traders, and owners of companies, they get kidnapped and tortured by police, and they get extorted for their cryptocurrencies, and it's a whole host of fucking problems. Like I mentioned, this young British Nigerian was arrested.
Oh yeah, man, for trying to date an Arab or white girl or something like that.
No, it was a British Indian.
Oh,
her mother complained.
If you're look, let me tell you something to you, my African brothers, right? Principe and all you do not fucking when you're in these Middle Eastern countries, right? Stay your black ass away from anybody that looks Indian, white, Arab, whatever like that, because they will find a way how to lock your black ass up. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, Arabs are fucking, racial supremacists too.
Yeah, they don't like they don't like Africans. I'll tell you that right now.
No, they don't like anyone, and they're probably worse racists than whites.
They are. They're worse. No, to me, the worst racists are American Indians. They're the worst. I grew up with them. I can't stand them. Okay. That's what people always say. Oh, the white man did to India. I'm like, yeah, so. So I grew up with them.
Those are your people. You got like 10% Indian.
I'm Indian. I'm not fucking Indian. I said white man did this to Indians. Hey, yeah, that's their problem. I feel bad for them, but that's their problem. I'm not gonna lose sleep and cry over what the white man did to the Indians. Whatnot. They were the enemy too.
Yeah, there was this story. I think a year or a few years ago. This white woman from Australia or Britain or something. She was using the state-owned, the UAE-owned, state-owned airline to fly over to Dubai or Abu Dhabi or whatever. And in that airplane, they gave her a complimentary alcoholic drink, you know. And once she got landed over to the city in the UAE, they tested her blood to check if there's alcohol, and they arrested her for having alcohol in her blood, even though it was on an airplane.
That's
which the
messed up.
state owned. You know, and they put her in prison for
Well, was she Muslim?
No, she's a fucking average white woman, you know, going over to the UAE, and it's illegal to drink alcohol in the UAE. Yeah, you know, or have it in your blood, apparently.
I would not enjoy that place at all. I can't have a drink, man. Get the fuck out of here.
You can't have a drink before you even enter the fucking country. Well, when you're in the sky, you can't have a fucking drink. You can't have it in your blood by the time you get there. That's how fucking stupid these people are.
Yeah, African guy. We were just talking about that Nigerian guy. Whatnot. He should know. He went to the Middle East with an Indian girl. Was he crazy? You know?
No. His family was enjoying themselves there on a holiday. He was with his family.
Yeah, the bottom of it. The whole up. He was not in his country. You were not in there where you're supposed to be, and you're in a country that freaking devalues blackness. Like Nigerians don't believe there's such a thing. Oh, there's no such thing. Like that stupid idiot Shimanda, whatever her name is, that wrote the book, the other story. These freaking Nigerians so fucking annoying. You know. Oh, we don't see race or whatnot. They're the biggest buffoons on the planet, right? But there's the world sees race. You fool, you know, you fucking bunch of idiots, you know. And these are supposed to be the leaders of the black race now? I think not. You know, I think not. Yeah. They're gonna lead us back into chains, man, you know.
You know what you say, it reminds me of one likely agent who believes in the flat earth, another black American.
Abraham.
Yeah,
Abraham.
What's up, Elvis?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to clarify. Alcohol is allowed in Dubai in certain places. It's only for obviously Muslims. It's haram. You can't drink it. It's against the Islamic laws. But I think expats who are in Dubai, they consume alcohol. I've seen it. So
Yeah, Elvis. You know, I'm not saying that there's nowhere that you can drink. Of course, obviously, most likely, there's certain places you're only allowed to drink. But if you go and look at that news article, instead of being contrarian, you'll see that woman got in jail for it.
I'm not being contrarian. You know, if there's a little misinformation, I just like to straighten that.
Go.
Not being contrarian.
See the news article if you can find it. You know.
No, but I'm just saying we can agree that yes, I've seen a lot of expats, British, Asians, they drink in Dubai. That's one of the reasons why you see a lot of people that's attracted to Dubai. It's because it's not a straight, Islamic state.
If the UAE is though, but
no, certain places when you say
she might have landed in the UAE before she went to Dubai.
Kala, you got to understand the UAE encompass, I think, 3 different states. You have Dubai, you have Abu Dhabi.
Dubai is a city in the UAE.
That's what I'm saying. It encompasses different emirates. That's why it's called the United Arab Emirates. There's emirates that makes up.
My version of what I think the Afghanistan should initially be: a city-state, but it's acts autonomously in a host country. You know, that's what I think. I'm cool with that. You know, I mean, brother, he wants an independence on day one. I was like, that's not really feasible or logical. But he thinks it can be done. Man, I'll just say he's a military guy, so I don't know. He might be right.
I don't know. You know, having like the rural areas not really centralized to the city, that might create problems. You know, some asshole or some government, or some interloper is going to maybe try and cause trouble by finding some kind of loophole in that kind of dynamic. You know, a lot of things can go wrong. Centralization of all of that land that you get,
it's probably best.
Yeah, I feel like this. My whole thing is, all we have to do is set up and build our first community one night, and just proclaim the rest of the territory as ours that we basically just aren't occupying yet, and then eventually try to occupy it. That's all. It's very easy. Once we build that initial community one night, it's on. It's all. It's gonna happen. So I have no doubt in my mind it's gonna happen. People can say, "Yeah, we're moving mountains." People say the most impossible thing is to move mountains. This is moving mountains, but it can be done. It will be done. Because I don't see no other way black people in America are gonna have power without fucking this move. Without this move, and black people figure out that they're sick and tired of being sick and tired of not having power. And not everything. You got Donald Trump. Look at it right now. Donald Trump is serious about buying Greenland, and making Canada a friggin'. He wants a hockey player, Wayne Gretzky, make him a governor of Canada.
So how would he do that, Kyla? In your mind, how was he? How is that possible?
Donald Trump, Greenland is controlled by Denmark, right? So, and bottom line, the Greenland is like pissed off because Denmark's not coming through. So it's basically a country for sale. It needs the United States can come in there, solve all its problems, everything like that. Just take the territory over. Give it protection. Simple as that. But the bottom line, my point I'm trying to make is, white people, they could say stuff like that. Donald Trump also says he wants to take back the Panama Canal, which he's going to do. Because Jimmy Carter gave it away. He said, we're going to take it back. Because we built it, we're going to take it back. So the bottom line is, what I'm trying to say is, whatever the white man wants, he feels like he could do it. And you don't see nobody complaining. Because you in your mind always think he has a legitimate right to do whatever he wants to do,
What about Canada? How can he make Canada a state?
Well, the bottom line, if he says Canada is a state and Canada agrees to it, like that, they can become a state.
So that's contingent upon Canada agreeing to it, right?
I think Alaska was not always a state. It just basically.
Yeah, we bought it from Russia. Russia agreed to sell it to us.
No, but it was a territory, but it was not a state.
Yeah, but Canada is a nation. Canada is a country.
When it was invited to become a state, the people say, something, we want to become part of the United States. Alaska is thousands of miles away from continental America, but they became the last state, 50th state, 49th state. Hawaii was the last state, There's Hawaii's out there halfway in the Pacific Ocean, right? How to become a state? It's simple, They say, look, we blame Hawaii.
Have we ever had a state that was a nation before? I mean, it became a state in the United States?
Well, actually, Texas was a nation. It was the Republic of Texas. It was a republic, right? And it got absorbed into the United States. That's well-documented history, the Lone Star Republic. Texas was a big territory.
For how long?
Just only a few years, but the bottom line, it became part of the United States when Mexico tried to take it back, whatever. And the United States became annexed itself from Mexico, and everything became part of the United States. That was like in the 1840s, So, bottom line, it was part of Mexico, and then the settlers came there. They grew in numbers and everything like that. Same concept we want to do, grow in numbers, and next thing you know, something, we don't want to be part of your country no more. And they basically said, they left, became an independent country. And then after a while, they voted to join the Union. That's how it works. Like that. Things happen. But the bottom line is, when it comes to the white people and everything like that, you probably don't even realize Texas was part of Mexico. When a white man wants something, he's going to get it. Us black people, no, Kala, man. We know that's your ancient African owned land, but you can't do that, right? Because the right thing to do is beg, plead, and go over there and some humble shit. When white man wants something, he just takes it. That's how it is. They just take it. So I'm learning from the white man. When he wants something, he don't just friggin' just basically talk about it. Whatnot. He takes it. He takes what he wants, And so, like I said, we have to develop that same sort of attitude. Wherever we fucking want, we gotta take it, If at all possible, we have to take what we want, Real power is not given; it's taken. That's the way I see it, So that's why I see life. No shit. California was part of Mexico. California, all that was Mexico. But guess who got it now? The United States. United States big thing. I don't want Mauritania. What the hell I want to be on Arabs for? So we come from black sub-Saharan Africa. So what the hell I want to be in Mauritania for? Suddenly, man, like sub-Saharan Africa was like once the worst thing you could be a part of. But now we're saying, something that's not so bad. So let's build a state on sub-Saharan Africa. Suddenly, sub-Saharan Africa suddenly has all this value. Oh, you can't do that color when that. Why? Why not? Because y'all not Africans, man. You're Americans. Or, now I'm an American now. When I want something of value, I want to build something of value, basically. Mauritania is not friggin' black, man. It's controlled by Arabs and Berbers, because Mauritania is Arabs and Berbers, right? Or Arabized Negroes, The black people there are Arabized, I want nothing to do with no Arabized Negroes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of whites in South Africa who are
trying to separate and take Western Cape as an independent, the North Cape, the Northern Cape as an independent country.
There's probably them too, but there's one specific group that excludes black people from
Orania.
Yeah, or Orania. Yeah.
But they could do that right in Africa, and Negroes in Africa that have completely powerless to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they would preach to us about what we want to do with Africans. We never said we are going to restrict Africans.
Yeah.
We never said we were going to discriminate against Africans or whatever like that. That was going to be very regulated,
Yeah.
Very regulated,
Yeah. And
so
they don't
we have that right, every group of people has the right to decide who they want to be around. I think everybody should have that right,
Right.
If you don't like a group of people, they don't like you, they should not be in your midst. That's what I believe. And what I tell you right now, when we do this thing right there, people that don't like us will not be there. As simple as that. If you don't like us, you are not going to be here. You're not going to get a visa. You're not coming here.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you maintain control.
Yeah, that's basically Orania. Yeah.
Yeah, Orania basically is just when you look at it, man. I study Orania right now. Listen to them, right? They have legitimate things, but I just think they should have taken Orania and made it in Australia. To tell you the truth, made in Australia, But since it is on African soil and human rights say you can't uproot somebody from their land of birth. So basically, hey, look, just got to basically, just deal with it. They want their own little community, which they basically live self-sufficient there. They don't have no black domestic workers and everything. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. They're to themselves and basically mind their business and everything. I don't see what the wrong is. Black people love imposing themselves on everybody. What do you mean you don't know black people? You don't love us? You don't want to sleep with us? You don't want to party with us? Right, you don't eat our fufu? You don't want to eat our black people, particularly Africans, got to stop that shit, imposing themselves on people,
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to eat your fufu or listen to your Nollywood or Afro beats, so you got to accept that shit. Some people just don't want nothing to do with you, So it is what it is.
Yeah, it becomes a problem though, when these, a whole race of people establish themselves on multiple continents after exterminating, genociding entire races to take it, and then say to you on your own continent that
the European, the white man has balls, man. He has balls the size of watermelon, man.
He's a con artist.
They could come to Black Africa, and now they advancing the notion that basically that they were there before the black people, And I'm like, and suddenly how Africans play the race game, right? White people play the race game. Suddenly the indigenous people are not Africans, right? Those sand people is there, and the bush people were there.
Koyan San
there, we mix with them. but they Khorasan are not Africans technically. The Bantu, what you call, they basically they decided to be God, and the Bantu as Africans, and they try to rewrite history of how they came down thing. So it's ridiculous, man. They everything to suit themselves. Now, on one hand, they'll say, "You're from Africa, you black motherfucker. You from Africa." Blah 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 blah. Help! Wait a minute here. Now, when you get into it, goes, okay, well, I'm from Africa, right? So that means I could technically kick you out of South Africa and Namibia and everything. No, you're African, but you're not really African from here. You're from the Congo. You're from this.
Right.
This
Exactly.
state right here is the Khorasan. They're not African, so we had to deal with the Khorasans. You're not African, so they de-Africanize you when it's convenient for you. That's how the power they have. They can Africanize you and de-Africanize you at will.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom line, they're trying to do that to Black Americans, which we're pushing back into the continent now. Now they want to de-Africanize us, right? And they get Africans to go along with that shit. Let's de-Africanize the Black American. So they don't have no legitimate claim to the continent. That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
So we don't have a legitimate claim to the
Do you
continent.
think they're trying to de-Africanize Black Americans?
There's a worldwide thing, because the bottom line is that if Black people in America start asserting themselves in Africa and whatnot, we get de-Africanized. Well, technically, so I never feel more like an American until basically I start talking to Africans. And when suddenly I'm American. Now, all my life, I'm living in America. I felt like an outsider, right? But suddenly, I basically am American when it comes down to having something of value. So you understand how this works, Elvis, right? Nas had a song and said, "You could be poor or rich, still nobody want a nigga having shit," right? That's the way it is, right? If Africa has any value to it, the Black America is not welcome, right? When Africa's suffering and everything like that, when they try to shame us and everything, suddenly that's all you. That's your homeland and everything. But when we say we're going to build something or create something great, no, you can't do that. So you can't win for losing with the world, so it is what it is.
100% color, yeah.
That's how it is. And when you've been at this a long time, and I know the racist game. When they're gonna come out with the Africans, they're gonna come out and tell how American we are and blah blah blah. And I'm like, man, get the hell out of here with that shit. I just say like this simply. I'm like this. I want power, right? In America, one race of people have all the power, right? I can't live with that. I have a legitimate right to want to have power.
Definitely.
And so the bottom line is this: any man that forfeits his right to power is basically going against God, because God made man in his image. Every last single man deserves power and a space on this earth. Every man deserves a land. It said Deuteronomy 12, "You obey the Lord's commandments, I shall bless you with a land of your own." He didn't say, "I shall give you part of somebody else's country and you live under somebody else." He said, "I will bless you with a land of your own." That's the Bible. That's Bible. That's scripture. So the bottom line is this: if you go against that, you're going against scripture. I'm not reconciling with shit, principally. Go with the spirit of reconcile. I'm not trying to reconcile with this, because we have just as many enemies in Africa as we do in Europe and every place else. So only people we got to reconcile with ourselves. I want to see Black America reconcile with themselves and the host country. If the host country want to build with us, that'd be a dynamic relationship. Only people I want to reconcile with: host country that want to host this. That's it. The spirit of reconciliation. Oh yeah, man, reconcile my ass.
Yeah.
So Kevin said, everybody should have a safe space. So they should come to the U.S. with the spirit. Yeah. How come they don't come to the U.S. with the spirit? Good one, Jonathan. Every once in a while, Jonathan comes through. Well, how come they don't come to the U.S. with the spirit of reconciliation? They come to the reconciliation, come to America. Like, we were told to stay away from the Akana. Stay away from. They got songs. Stay away from the Akana. Where's the reconciliation about that, Principally? Why is it always on the fuck on us? So like this. Principally says, "You two entitled say everything desired. Gotta go on some brother shit." Look, man, get out of here with that Farrakhan. Steve Harvey. Man, what the fuck? Is he crazy? Is he on drugs? Please, man. They love making black people like fools and whatnot, you know?
Yeah, Farrakhan is an agent, you know. He sold out a long time ago.
I don't know what Farrakhan. He's a nut, you know. That's all he is. He's a nice guy, man. I love Minister Farrakhan, but he was in over his head, man. You know, he wasn't the right man, you know, for the job. You know, he was not the right man for the job. I know Elvis disagrees with that.
Oh, he submitted, you know.
Yeah. You know, he was basically anytime, man. If you're in your 60s and you're still preaching about another man, there's something wrong with that. You know, a teacher, you ain't got no teacher when you're 60-something years old. You know, you're the teacher now. You don't have enough life experience to basically stand on your own square after being that old when there's something seriously wrong. You know. So basically, like me, I don't say to nobody my teacher. Why? Because I take responsibility for everything I say, good or bad, or different or wrong or right. You know, I take responsibility. But I say, I'll be like, oh yeah, well, you can't blame me because I'm a faithful teacher of the honorable such and such. No, yeah, that's what they do. They always run back. Okay, you can't blame Farrakhan. He just on following his teachings. You know. Yeah, I don't have that thing. You know, Africans tell kids stay away from the wild, but oh yeah. You know, where's the reconciliation? Like, what you call it? So every black person, kid in America is a wild, dangerous person, and all Africans are angels. They don't get in trouble. They don't have the black money scams, the 419 scams, whatnot. No. Africans are just Nigerians, and Africans are just model citizens and whatnot. You know, model Negroes. You know. You know, so it is what it is, man. You know, it always work, but turn humble and bow to the chief shit and come here and bow to us. Yeah. By the way, I ain't bound to no damn dusty ass chief, man. You know, I can't do it, man. You know. Yeah, I can't bow to nobody. I just can't do it. Can't do it, you know. So I've been saying that, but we don't have infrastructure set up. That's why we have to build our own infrastructure system on our own land. What part is it? I'm telling you, you can't not build no infrastructure here in America. You know, we don't have anything set up in America because we're not this is not our domain. So that's why Africans come here and feel like they don't have to respect us. You know, because you're trying. That's why I said the FBA movement is a joke. You know, because you're trying to climb up the same, you're bootlicking the same people that the Africans are bootlicking to, you know, but you're like, oh, I'm a foundational black one. No, you're a foundational black bootlicker, you know? So stay away from the Akata. Actually, to tell you the truth, African guys, I like the term Akata. I always, you know, I got a hat I made one time when I went to Liberia, said, Akata Pride. When I'm gonna get that, make that a clothing line. Akata Pride. Will you buy one, Ibrahim?
Sorry?
Would you buy an Akata Pride hat?
You know, I actually make my own clothes.
Oh, you do? Make one for me. Make one for us, man. Akata
man,
Pride.
it costs a lot of money, man, and a lot of time too.
Oh.
Yeah. And
you ever want to create a logo, man? You want to create your next logo should be a Akata Pride.
No. I don't sell it. I make it myself and wear it.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to get into clothing and stuff like that. You know, I could do that. You could just basically do the print store, send your design, and they print it for you. We got that over here. You know.
No. I don't print anything. No, I just use thread and needle, and then get the materials together and you know, turn it into stuff.
Yeah, that's good. My grandmother used to sew.
Yeah, I started off with leather. I made a long coat out of suede.
Yeah, that's good, man.
And then,
I could never get a needle. I could never get a needle through leather, man. You know.
Yes, it was very difficult. You know, I broke a few because the leather was quite tough.
Yeah.
And but after that, I went on.
I had one jacket, right, that had a split in it, right. My jacket now. I had this jacket for 25 years. All of a sudden, it developed a split. I tried to freaking do something I couldn't do it, so I took it to a friggin' tailor or cleaner tailor or not, and they patched it up when it looks like fucking new. I love it, you know.
Yeah.
Same leather jacket I have now for almost 30 years. You know, same leather blazer.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
leather lasts you forever, man. If you do it right, you know.
Yeah, but it gets dirty quite quickly, you know.
Yeah, I got a black leather jacket, you know. Yeah. But they don't make you. It's hard to find leather jackets like blazers anymore. Yeah, I don't know who designs men's fashion these days, but men's clothes suck nowadays. You know.
Yeah, they're all tight and skinny and
Yeah,
shit.
I think they got these gay guys taking over the men's designing and shit. They all looking like fags. You know.
I know. Yeah, I can't tolerate that. I don't buy clothes anymore. Yeah.
Well, I just like, I buy older clothes. I don't buy nothing trendy and new. Let's go. Just give me some Wrangler Levi's jeans and I'm good, you know, and stuff like that. And I got a few suits and whatnot, you know, but getting into fashion nowadays, because the bottom line is fashion is controlled by the fags and the feminine dudes and whatnot, you know, and women, you know.
Yeah, man. As much as I love Coleman Domingo, you know, I don't really appreciate what the fuck is going on with the fashion industry for men, you know.
Yeah. Well, who's Coleman Domingo? I don't even know.
Well, Coleman Domingo is another African American famous, becoming a famous actor now, you know, underrated. Yeah. He was in Fear the Walking Dead. And he played Bayard Rustin in the film Rustin, you know, and he's made a few films now recently, and he even is the star of the new show called Madness, which just finished season 1.
Right.
Yeah, that was not bad. Yeah,
that's cool. John says Caribbean's brought over sexual.
Yeah, he's a gay guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I know what you're talking about. You know.
Yeah.
He played did he play in the movie Green Book? That's somebody else.
Green Book.
Green Book. You know. Yeah. Oh, he played that movie Moonlight. Was he playing that movie? I know there's a gay guy making waves, just shoving them down our throats. Whatnot, you know, he played in the movie Moonlight, and
that's right. Yeah, he did Moonlight. Yeah, and you know.
Yeah. That must be the guy you're talking about. Because
that's right. Yeah. I just checked, and he was also in The Color Purple, the second version, the newest one.
Man, the bottom line, of course, anything to make black men look bad. You know what I'm saying? He's right there. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the culture nowadays, but the bottom line is, it's got. I thought you always thought that back in the day, I always thought things were going to get better, but things are taking a turn for the worse. You know?
Yeah.
The stereotypes and all shit like that. I thought we were through with all this shit. You know?
No.
We're back to square one. You know? Now they're pushing the black gay agenda on us. You know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's the degeneracy is getting worse. It's not just like the thug and gangbanger kind of gangster culture. It's like actually trans thugs, trans gangsters, gay gangsters, you know, rapping about sucking dick now. Literally rapping
hunted down and beaten up
like 16, 15, 17-year-old, young African Americans rapping about sucking dick, you know, with
man. It's just, it's like, what are you gonna do about it? Because if you say something, they'll shoot you. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
This time we could shame people, and now it's like they're gonna call you homophobic and whatnot, and you can't win, man. So it's, but most of the time, just freaking close my eyes and just pretend I'm someplace. I pretend I'm in the Afghanistan. That's what I be doing, you know. Now you see, Abraham, you understand why college exists, right? You know? I want a way for people to think. Well, why you want to build Afghanistan? Look, and then every time I open my eyes and walk down the street, that's exactly why. You see some brother with a mini skirt on or whatever like this. You're like, this is what I'm trying to get away from, you know? Yeah. I'm trying to get away from the fact that every time I'm sick of seeing little black girls, cute little black girls, dreamy-eyed little white boys and Spanish boys and Asian boys and whatnot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so a little black boy don't have a chance in this world, you know? And the bottom line, that's why I said, when you see these little black boys and they basically with the white girls, because the white girls may like them, whatever like that, I can't get mad at these kids, you know? Because the bottom line, that's the world they live in, you know? Black boys are not desired by black girls. Black girls are not desired by black boys. You know, that's the world. We ask for integration into America. That means we're taking on their culture, their values and everything. And part of that values is us hating ourselves, you know?
Yeah, when there's no mother or father in the family,
Even when the mother and father and family, man, peer pressure is a motherfucker, you know?
Oh,
You
really?
go out there and whatnot, and maybe your parents can tell you, oh, you're so beautiful, you're a king and a queen. But your people out there tell you, no, you ain't. Your parents lied to you, you ugly, you know? And that's what your parents were like, yo, why you make people, yo, but the kids are picking on me. They call me ugly, nappy head, whatever like that, you know? The parents get, you can have the best parents in the world, man, but that ain't gonna do nothing for the kids nowadays, man, because the world they live in is brutal. Plus, they got influenced by social media, TikTok, all these things that's coming at them, you know. So parents, man, they got a really uphill battle, man. I know people. They got two kids, and they're still fucking up. Two parents, everything, middle class, and they're still fucking up. Still dysfunctional, you know.
Right.
So I don't know where this ends, man. All I know is basically if we had a new purpose in life, which is nationhood, all this stuff would correct itself and disappear.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, hopefully that happens, man.
It will happen.
I'm fully in support of that. It's enough shit African Americans have gone through. It's bad enough that Africans themselves are trying to say no, you're not allowed to, even though whites do it already on the continent.
Right. The bottom line, what it is this. The Pan-African movement had created this thing where Black African Americans feel intimidated by Africans, for some reason. Now, you see the way I talk. Do I sound like I'm intimidated by them? No. No,
definitely not.
Like, it's like sit your fufu and jollof rice and eating ass down. That's what I tell them. You just sit down, eat your fufu and jollof rice, and let me handle my business.
Yeah,
let me
sometimes
handle my business. We want our land.
Yeah.
Nothing else. That's my price. That's my price. It's like principally he keeps talking about reconciliation, no Pan-Africanism, no reconciliation until we get our own land. Other than that, we have nothing to talk about. I don't want to hear about no African development. I don't want to hear about no past Africans like Leon Sullivan and all these other people. That means absolutely nothing to me. If the end game is we walk away with nothing, I'm sick and tired of those Pan-Africans that basically think we should just serve Africa and get nothing out of it. No, them days are over.
Right. Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
Darth
Yeah,
but
but
people don't like American black people, but they are judged by your bad reputation. Yeah, you're judged by your bad reputation. What bad reputation? I don't have a bad reputation, What if I said something about Nigerians, What about that? Basically, I talk about African hygiene or something like that, y'all wouldn't like that when I say shit like that, Like, which
Hey, Kala, when you were on what's that, Kaisorian?
Yeah, you like that?
When you were on that live stream, you were a bit wry with those continental Africans. I think they got.
I got there. I have to, man. I have to. I have to put that place, man, because I can't respect somebody. Like I said, there's an old saying: "You never shit where you eat," right? And you really don't shit where I eat, right? And what's like this? Africans are the only people that be fucking have a bowl of rice and taking a shit at the same time and whatnot, and eating with a bowl of rice while they don't tell you don't eat and shit in the same place. Certain things we don't do.
Oh, come on, man. You don't need to talk like that in front of them when you're proposing Africanistan,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is we got set rules, man. You do not shit and eat in the same place, You shit over here, you eat over here, Basic rules,
Africans are cool, man. No, they're all right.
They are until they oppose us, If they don't oppose us, they're cool, If they support the African, they're cool with me, If they don't, then hey,
it's only going to benefit them too,
They don't see it like that. Like I said, people ask me about democracy. You can't really because the average person don't know what's good for them, The African right now don't understand the African will be their dream come true, And those living on the continent, they'll have opportunity, they'll never have who weren't there. Just by us going on these tours, man. My mind say every time we go to like Ghana, really, there's nothing going on in these countries. You see that video I played where the Ghanaians were throwing it back when they want jobs on that. That's how crucial it is, man. So you come there and basically pay somebody $10 a day on a tour like that. That's more money they're ever gonna make in the rest of their life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're bringing what little we're bringing, you know, it makes a difference, you know. And so these people basically, you know, I say, don't refuse us, man. We bringing money to the continent, you know. We want to bring more money, you know. But bottom line, there is nothing really going on. White people ain't coming to Africa spending money like that, you know. There ain't nothing going on. If it wasn't for black people, a lot of black Americans in Ghana right now, you know, that's what's really adding to the economy right there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and you know, the little money that might be brought in, I mean, even like a couple of billion is still little. What that could do eventually, if it's managed and invested in the right way,
if it's steady, you know, that's what I said. We want to start. You know, if Black America spends $80 to $90 billion a year on travel and tourism, $80 billion. But we always going on these Carnival cruises. We always going to Europe and everything. You know, Africa's the least traveled place among Black Americans. You know, Africa doesn't even make the top 10. You know, we go spend tens of them. My family in New York, they're rich, right? They always go to Europe. You know, go to Italy, Germany, Netherlands, everything like that. They never been in Africa. My late Uncle Al was in South Africa. You know, that's it. But so I'm gonna basically try to get my freaking family to do a tour to Africa. You know.
Yeah, some of these urban parts of Ghana are becoming a kind of tourist destination now, though. So, yeah, how's that going for it? But everywhere else is
but Bomani does tours. That's his biggest tour, you know, group going to Ghana. You know, Ghana's hot, man. Ghana got it going on, man. I wouldn't want to live there, but you know, it's got it going on. I like to visit there one time, you know, but I heard it's off the chain, you know, as far as like, you know, the atmosphere and everything like that. I'm trying to get Liberia at the tourism, Liberia. We're doing a show tomorrow night on the tour to Liberia, you know. We're trying to make Liberia the next Ghana, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You would think someone like Elvis be like, oh, how can I help out? Whatever like that, you know?
Well, I mean, what he could do is, you know, or anyone really, is find ways of contributing to projects that you have in the pipeline, like
we like I said, I'm gonna do that. Like, we got tons of projects right there that people can get involved in Liberia. You know, we got
like a 5-star hotel project, you know, for Liberia.
Liberia got too many hotels. We got enough hotels. We just need people to come over and book them up. You know, that's what we need. You know, Liberia got tons of hotels.
No, like a 5-star hotel, so that business.
They got a couple of 5-star. They got the Farmington hotels a 5-star. That shit is nice. That's the best hotel. I still only stayed in one night because it's expensive, but it was the best hotel I ever stayed in my life. That was the Farmington Hotel. It's right near the airport, right by the airport.
Okay,
you know, and then they got the we're gonna be at the Boulevard Palace. That's another. That's like 5 stars. That place is freaking nice. You know. And so Liberia got a lot of nice, real nice, brand new hotels, and like most of the hotels are 4-star. Labasa is a Echo Resort is a 4-star. Then we're staying at another one just opened up, Echo Resort right now in Robertsport on Lake Piso in the ocean. That's gonna be good. We have water sports, everything. You know, we're gonna have some tourists. It's gonna be off the chain. You know, we went there. We was there back in March and April. We had a blast, man. We had a blast.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
but
you know, if tourism does pick up, then
so I'm a member of the Liberian Tourism Association. They're gonna make tourism a main priority in development. Tourism is when people come to your country in large numbers, that provides you the initial wealth to develop. You know. When they the restaurant industries and stuff like that, the cottage industries, the restaurant industries and stuff like that, the transportation. Do you know how much money is opportunity is in transportation in a place like Liberia? When somebody got their own van and whatnot, you know how much money they can make being at the airport. You know, it blows Uber and all that. They make really good money too. You know.
Yeah.
You know, because you need to arrive from the airport to downtown and whatnot, and you're willing to pay anything. Those guys be making some freaking money. You know, And so many times they making money like they do in the States, you know.
They're pretty
So the
good.
bottom
Yeah.
line is, so when people keep coming in and stuff like this, you're creating opportunity. But why? Because when people have money, they have money to spend. They have money to put. It puts money into the economy. You know, it's all like a multiplier, a chain reaction.
Yeah. I wonder if they are using electric cars for that.
Not yet. But that would be work if they. Now that's a country, right? If Africa start using electric cars, that'd be a game changer for them. Yeah, I can see Africa switch to electric cars, but America, we got so much freaking gas, cheap gas. What the hell we need electric cars for? You know, they look like my cousin got a Tesla. That shit was nice though. You know, but it's a hassle charging that thing up and everything like that. I wouldn't want to go through that. But in Africa, people who use cars for their daily living and everything like that would be great because gas is expensive. You know.
Yeah.
Gas be going for like in Liberia be going like $7 a gallon. You know, it's like people barely hanging on a thread. They be selling jars of gas on the side of the road. You know, so it's like electric vehicles will work out good in Africa. I know that. You know, if the government pays for it and basically Jonathan, electric cars. I know that actually sounds smart if for the people in the taxi industry. You know. The taxi industry would be really good in Liberia if people didn't have to pay for gas. Gas is your biggest expense in transport. Everything that works right now in Africa is transport. If you got a truck, you could deliver goods. You can make a living in Africa being into the transportation or transport or delivery business. You know, there's no end to opportunity for Africans for that. You know.
Yeah, and these Chinese scientists are making electric batteries even more efficiently able to store electrons, you know? So,
So the bottom line, if Africa switches towards more of the electronic thing, I don't think solar power hybrid will work. You know, solar power could be extra, it's supplemental, but ain't enough power to power a vehicle like a Tesla or something like that. But that the stuff like that, man. I'm telling you right now, when you go to Africa, and as soon as you get out there and you rent a car to take you to the main part of town, you're creating opportunities for people just by coming there, you know. Or we stop off at a restaurant and get a meal, you know. You're creating opportunity for people, you know. That's what we're trying to do. Everything's a multiplier effect, you know. You go in there, going to the ecotourism and stuff like that, going to upcountry and everything like the different counties. You're putting money into the country. You're putting the country on the map, you know. Tourism has to be priority. You know, they have to be more serious about tourism. You know, too many African countries want the big money now when they don't like the best long term. You know, South Africa gets like 20 million people a year. You know, that's a lot of money. That's billions of dollars, you know, coming to the country, you know. But they're set up for tourism, you know. They're really fun country. They're set up for tourism. All those countries that got their tourism game developed faster. Kenya, Tanzania, and all those countries, they develop faster because of tourism dollars.
Yeah.
You know, so people don't want to take tourism seriously, you know. Liberia has a unique chance to build that tourism because its connection with Black America. That's what they're betting on, their connection to Black America, you know. And so basically that's what they're counting on.
Yeah, I wonder, you know, if there's like charging stations set up all across Liberia.
No, there's no charge. There's no electric vehicles.
No, if they were,
and the bottom line, they made it cheap to recharge. That'd be great, man. Yeah, man, that would make a big difference, and you'll see the number of cars on the road double. You know, the only thing that keeps people out of business there is the cost of gas. You know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and if the roads were maintained, you know,
the roads are actually pretty good in around Monrovia area. The roads are good. So you got some back streets that are not paved, but for the most part, the main roads are paved. They're really good. They're really modernizing. It's like in Painesville, they got the first. You know, Ghana got a roundabout. Nigeria got a roundabout. Their first roundabout is in Painesville. That's freaking nice, man. You know, that is nice, man. I was there this time. They had just opened it up. You know, I was waiting for a long time for them because I was sitting under construction for a couple of years. And this when I was there a few months ago, they just finally opened it up, and it's freaking nice. Nice smooth ride.
Yeah, great. Yeah, yeah, and I always think about innovation, and so when I think of like roads or even buildings, and making even higher and keeping able to be stable, like these roads, I see them all the time. Like they have to be repaved, and so I think to myself, shouldn't there be materials in this century already that we can not need to pave them again and have potholes
Well,
filled in and all
there's all kinds of technology out there. Like there's things where people are using trash, right? Using trash and incinerate them and make little pelts, right? And they use that as the ballast, the base of a road building and structure, whatnot. There's all kinds of technologies out there now. I've seen,
yeah, but yeah, I'm thinking of more like materials used to make roads, not
Yeah, that's it. They got
not
those materials right there that they use, right? Makes roads durable,
yeah, long lasting, like
long
centuries or
lasting. Yeah.
something,
So,
because Roman limestone lasts for thousands of years,
well, I
the
know that's what I'm
actual
saying. So you got roads have to be built out of stone, stone and limestone and stuff like that. Yeah, there's technology out there for that. I've seen it.
yeah
Technology that
yeah
makes
yeah
roads
so,
last forever.
yeah I think Africanistan should have that, or Liberia, or anywhere else that
Yeah, we're gonna look
decide
at
to
all
use
that.
their
We're gonna look at
brains
all the
and
best road technology and stuff like that. And everything like that. The bottom line is, our main thing is infrastructure, main modern infrastructure. Modern infrastructure, modern everything. So bottom line is, once people we start building that and stuff like that. People will start coming in. People start saying, "I want to live there. I want to do business there. I want to open an office there, whatever like that." We ain't gonna have no problem getting people once we get
yeah
started. I ain't gonna have no problem getting people. We're gonna have people from the UK, people from different parts of the diaspora and everything like that.
yeah African goddess. I definitely understand. Corruption impacts infrastructure. It happens here too. It happens everywhere. They want things to not be maintained properly, and then they get these private contractors to finish the job, and all the while it's government officials who get a kick up for getting these contractors to
It's
finish.
all corrupt. That's one thing I can't deal with is corruption. And the bottom line is, I cannot say. People say just go to pick an African country. I'm like, I can't do that. Because what am I supposed to do? Sit back and knowing people are robbing the place blind, and I can't say nothing. That's what I say about these black people that go to Ghana and whatnot. The area is corrupt, but you can't say nothing about it because they gave you a so-called citizenship. Now you got to be quiet.
Wow.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you have to be like Lee Kuan Yew, give the death penalty or very, very harsh sentences as well. Other harsh sentences, yeah, to people who are corrupt in
But these people are, when you got people that are corrupt, they're in power. Like, what can you do about it? Because the bottom line, it used to be a time where if you couldn't maintain your country, like United States basically had this policy called big stick policy, right? When a country couldn't maintain their government unstable, whatever like that, the United States would invade them. You know how many times we invaded Mexico? Because they basically just the country was unstable, it was damaging U.S. businesses there and everything like that. The United States went into Mexico and all these countries, right, under the guy saying that these countries are unstable, right? So we're gonna basically Petty Rose a big stick policy, And so, but in other countries, basically they went in and just actually colonized them. They said you're deemed to be stupid, you can't run yourself. And also, it was just said because you didn't have the steam engine, that was a justification for the white man taking over the country, right? When they came there, said steam engine is one invention, right? But because the white man had the steam engine, right, that was his justification. Now he was far superior to everybody else, so he basically justified that by colonizing everybody else to bring them up to civilization his level,
That's funny, because I'm looking at the news here on YouTube, and it says yesterday
China simultaneously unveiled 2 sixth-generation stealth fighter jets, which means the US Air Force lost its technological hegemony and NATO lost its soul. And,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's it's gonna be interesting, But no matter what it is, man, Africa don't have to worry about that because we're not even on the radar. I thought it's all big black, but Africa gets invaded. Look, man, the bottom line is ain't nobody trying to invade Africa, right? Every country, Africa owes the whole world for everything. It's a debt with half the world. What the hell they got to invade Africa for? The only physical threat Africa has is itself. Internally. Internally.
Speaking of these trains that you mentioned, China has like super fast trains, bullet trains. There's one of them that goes from the Shanghai airport to the city of Shanghai, and it's too fast for its own good. They have to slow it down because it's made too fast for the distances that it's set for. So it's not allowed to go its maximum speed because otherwise it will crash. And it costs like 20 cents to go from one part of China to the other. It doesn't matter how far away it is. That's how innovative these people are. Imagine if these bullet trains were retrofitted elevators for these super skyscrapers that I mentioned.
Yeah,
earlier.
I've seen them basically have skyscrapers where they'll take 3 floors, cut it out, right, where a train could pass through. I've seen that in Japan. Where the trains go through houses, not houses, but office buildings and stuff like that in town. To save space or whatnot. They say, look, I say let's make a hole. Let's take 4 floors out of that thing and make a tunnel, and a train could pass through it. A literal hole.
No, I'm not talking about trains going through buildings. I'm talking about them going up buildings. Because So if let's say, for example, we're able to get electronics and plumbing and oxygen up to a skyscraper that's about 1 kilometer or 2 high, which we don't have right now. We only have about 0.6 kilometers high building, which is like the Burj Khalifa, right? But if we got 1 or 2 kilometers high of a building, you're going to need to get plumbing, electronics, and even oxygen up there. So let's say if we can get all of that done, we can retrofit these bullet trains as elevators for these buildings, as just a thought, yeah. So and actually, we have the materials to build that high and keep it stable, but we don't have this electronic getting electronics up there properly, and even plumbing and things like that, and elevators. These things are like a barrier to building that high at the moment. I've spoken to structural engineers, and that's what they say. I've actually even spoken to underwriters, insurance underwriters, right? Yeah, I spoke with them.
Start now, bro, and just start pitching the idea of the Africans as many people as you talk. Just get feedback and to me about what you hear, like when they say, "Look, this is what people want to do," and what's the feasibility, whatever like that. I just want to know. I just want to know what people's mindset is.
Of course, yeah. Add me on the the group chat.
I did. I actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta go, brother. It's been late. I usually wait the 4 hours, but I'll be back tomorrow night with Brother Bomani. You people don't want to miss this show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Don't want to miss the show tomorrow night. Bomani will be here. Brother Bomani, Africa Tourism and Investments. Bomani Technologies. Y'all don't want to miss this show, bro. Tomorrow night. So I'll see you. Same call time. Same college.
Okay.
All right, brother. Take care.
Good night, everyone. See you, Kala.